Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, Suraj, good morning all. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Just wait for a few minutes, the people, let them join. We'll start, okay?
Pankaj, my name is Tyagarajan and I joined recently for this course.
Hi, Ken, can you just tell me again? I missed something because
Yeah,
I was...
my name is Tyagarajan and I recently joined this course.
Okay, all right, great. So just wait for a couple of minutes, other people also join, then we'll start, all right?
Yeah.
So if I correctly pronounce your name is Rayanth. I can see on this screen. Is it correct or something else?
My name is Gajanan Pandey.
No, you're not. I'm talking about.
No. That is not my name.
Not, can you just put your name? Like I can see it is coming with a number like 55000308. Can you just put your correct name? So at least. Thanks.
सर जो मैं सर पिछले एक इस क्लास में से स्किप हो गया था, ये आज मैं ज्वाइन कर रहा हूँ, तो वो उसका रिकॉर्डिंग भी सर नहीं है सर, अभी अपलोड हुआ है सर उसका.
Gajanan, you can talk to institute. They will definitely upload that recording on your portal. Okay, or might be you'll find that recording on the YouTube portal. I can share that recording on YouTube portal. I have that because that was a live classes. Okay.
हाँ, ठीक है.
Okay. It is second classes, no? What problem is?
This is the first class basically. 2 demo we have attended in past. So that was a demo class only. So basically we start from very basic by today. Okay.
Okay.
Thyaga Rajan, right? Your name is right? Thyaga
Yes.
Rajan. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So you are from Chennai or Tamil Nadu?
I am from Chennai.
Okay. Good. Great. So just wait 2 minutes more. I'm thinking might be some other people also join, so we can start. People are joining, so let them join. Then we'll start.
Sure.
Sir, may I ask a question?
Yeah, Suraj, you can.
Sir, yesterday I was going through Zscaler architecture. Actually, it was uploaded on my company portal. Some free kind of sessions there. It was. So I get to know that the architecture was same like it is a SASE solution, and it was same like SD-WAN. It means controller is somewhere else, and policy is being deployed somewhere else. It is the same scenario.
Yeah, so see, whenever we talk about the SASE solution, so SASE itself having if you discussed about that entire solution, it is not like single product solution. It includes that SD-WAN, secure web gateway, CASB, and some other zero trust, fabric concept. So it's like a combination of the multiple technologies. So when you talk about the SD-WAN, it's always based on the controllers, where we split that brain somewhere, control plane and management plane somewhere else, data plane somewhere else, and that switch fabric in somewhere else. So that is a core concept of the SD-WAN. So that's why when SASE we discuss, SD-WAN definitely come in a picture. So that's why you're able to correlate. Okay. But without SD-WAN, SASE is not going to be happen completely fully live. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Zscaler having the product that is they are offering, that is the CASB Secure Web Gateway. That's two products they have offering, and the same product you will find in the Palo Alto itself. But Palo Alto itself having this SD-WAN solution also, so that also integrate that concept in the SASE deployment. But if you want to opt the multiple vendor, you can opt that multiple vendor also. If you want to take CASB from Palo Alto, or might be Zscaler, or might be some other vendor, you can. You can take the SD-WAN solution from the Viptela, you can take the Versa, Velo Cloud, VMware, whatever you want, you can take. But this is a concept developed with the Gartner only, okay? Where we have to combine the four solution in one, and then it will become the SASE.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so guys, I believe everyone have joined. So I'm not sure still someone is missing or not, but it's good. We can start for now. So first of all, good morning to all, and thanks for joining this SD-WAN session. And we together try to learn this SD-WAN completely in a fun way, and we'll try to understand each and every concept regarding this latest new technology. So whenever anyone having any question, any query, just try to put in chat, or when I give the window open to just ask the question, you guys can ask the questions. Okay. So meanwhile, before we start the session, I would like to understand to each other about your quickly experience, where you are working, what is expectation from this training, like this stuff. So at least we having a like understanding. Okay. So I'll start from Abhijit. Hi Abhijit, good morning. You able to hear me?
Morning.
Morning. So can you quickly brief us about yourself? Just a few lines about you and where you're working, how much your experience, and what is your expectation from this training?
Yeah, sir. Actually, hi, sir. I'm Abhijit, and I'm staying in Kolkata, but I'm right now working in Huawei Technologies India Private Limited, and working on MTN project, that South Africa based project, where I just monitoring and that configuration parts of that MTN networks of router and switches. That's the ISP network mostly.
Okay. Good. And how much experience do you have, Abhijit?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, great. And why you joined this SD-WAN session? What is your expectation from this session?
Yeah, sir. Right now that SD-WAN is right now in boom, and in the later years that SD-WAN is capture that routing and switching most of the, and all the things will be migrated from in cloud as well.
Okay, so, good. Yeah.
That's why that my point is to join the SD-WAN.
Great decision. Thanks. At least you having some kind of the understanding, that the things are moving very fast in different platform, and this is the right time to
Yeah, and so right now that scenarios are all going to manual to automation, because most of the things are transferred to the manual to automation happen in our projects. So that is the SD-WAN is also kind of the automation things I can get, and I can get that new things which I can relate with those things as well.
Good, Abhijit. Thanks.
Thank
So
you,
moving next. Hi Gajanan Pandey. Good morning. Can you just brief us about yourself, about your experience and expectation from this training?
Sir, total I have 9 years experience in IT field.
How much?
As 9 years.
Okay, 9 years. Okay.
9 and plus, because last 7 or 8 years I worked as a desktop and network support engineer. Last 1 and 2 years I'm working as a network support engineer. Sir, my current company is Entity Global. Here I am working as a network security engineer.
Okay.
And here my package is very low, so I want to grow up my package. And in last 2 weeks I given the 4 or 5 interview. In all interview he asking to have any idea about load balancer or the SD-WAN. So I don't have any idea in SD-WAN. So I plan to join the SD-WAN and as well as I learned the Palo Alto from you only in the Palo Alto batch.
Yeah, I know that.
So I am very excited to you, sir. And
Good. Thanks.
that I decided to join SDWAN. Thank you, sir.
Great. So as you guys listen from the Gajanan, whenever you guys are going to attend any interview, so now market has having a trend. They are more wanted to know. People are coming from either from the routing switching background or having the security background as well. So they wanted to understand even SD-WAN having routing switching plus security, both modules they have. So if you are still in the security, then you should know the SD-WAN security part also. If you are not in routing switching only, then you should know the routing switching part of the SD-WAN. But the market trend is saying, are you aware about the SD-WAN? That means you should know without knowing the SD-WAN solutions right now, probably people will not survive in a market in long run. You have to know about this SD-WAN. Okay. So thanks, Gajanan. Great decision. So moving to Avilas. Hi, Avilas. Very good morning. Can you just brief us about yourself, about experience and expectation? Avilash, you able to hear me? Avilas, hello. I believe he is on mute. Okay, moving to next. Aniket Day. Hi, Aniket. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, Pankaj. How are you doing? How are you?
Hello. Good, Aniket. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So
Yeah.
can you just please brief us about yourself, about your experience, where you're working, and your expectations?
Yeah, sure. My name is Aniket Dey. I have 8+ experience working in Infosys as a technical lead. Currently, I'm into transmission domain, which handles CNA and CNA devices. But I start my career as in routing switching. I worked in field and installed the routers and switches in the client location, and we used to give the maintenance for the routing and switching. So, but now as I worked on transmission field for last 2 to 3 years in Infosys, but I can't see the future in transmission. So but at first I just bit confused that as I am well enough in routing and switching, so which part I should go on? I should go for security further, I should go for cyber security, or I should go for cloud, or I should go for SD-WAN. So as I compare this all technologies, I found that SD-WAN will be the more appropriate one among them. So I already joined. I just joined this class.
Okay,
and
good.
Before that, I want to ask you something, Pankaj. That
Sure.
Since I have done routing switching in CCNA, and I have done NP also last. I have done certification NP in last 2016. It's been a long year that I didn't have a touch in routing switching. So as I attend your last class in SD-WAN, I'm a bit confused about few things. I didn't catch up few things because I just forgot the BGP part and the MPLS part. So I need to revise that. But now I've joined you. So you please guide me that what are the prerequisites I need to know better to understand SD-WAN.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the things in SD-WAN, whatever you're going to learn, that is completely new. So there is no prerequisite. You should have basic understanding about the networking, how network is work, how the configuration done in the routing switching. You're able to correlate the CLI configuration with the GUI configuration. You just have to understanding about the grid syntax, how the CLI configuration looks like, so how the static route will put, how the interface configuration will put on the CLI, and how you can relate on the GUI. That is completely new to everyone. So there is no any challenge for that perspective. But apart from that, you have, as you mentioned, that you have done the CCNP certification. So I'm sure you're having a good understanding about the OSPF. You're having a good understanding about the BGP. So the things we have.
As you told, Pankaj, sorry to interrupt you. As I told you, I have done the CCNP last in 2016. But unfortunately, I didn't work on that because upon that CCNP routing switching, I got job in Infosys. But the bad luck that they moved me into transmission. And you know this IT career and IT political world that if we say something or if we do something, they might be affected appraisal and all. You know this stuff.
Yeah, I know
So
that.
I might, and I'm a bit keen into that. They have raised my visa and also I'm keen into fine visa is going on. They gave me promotion, so chalo theek hai, moving transmission. But when my experience was getting more and more years, it's 8+ experience. But if I'll go to any other company for the transmission experience, and when I've written in my resume that I've experienced in transmission of DWDM and the FTTH, but I didn't get much interview calls.
So Aniket, like just to add, I started my career and I just 3 and 4 year I was in transmission itself from beginning of the career. I just started from the Tata Docomo. You just must hear about that. Okay,
Yes,
from there
exactly.
I was a transmission engineer for the SDH, PDH, STM, MUX. I was just deploying on the field side. But also I realized after 4 years that is not right track for me. I have to move somewhere.
Same
So I just moved from the like company like Ericsson or Jetty Telecommunication to this in complete networking domain. And from there I just started learning about the CCN and CCNP, and now I'm just training new people on the SD-WAN and Palo Alto and some in-core technology and F5 LTM also. So it's like it's not too late for you. At least you having the 8-year experience, and you just have to upgrade yourself. You already done the certifications. So
I've done the certification, but I need to revise
yes
DGP once again along with MPLS.
Yeah. So MPLS is not prerequisite for this SD-WAN. There's no
BGP is required.
BGP, you should know the BGP concept. So I would suggest you just have to get basic understanding about the BGP, how BGP works, how the BGP basic configuration is going to happen, like BGP neighbor save, route advertisement, route maps, what is different with the iBGP and eBGP. That concept you have to know. Then you easily correlate with this SD-WAN technology, because we just have to do the integration between the BGP and the SD-WAN, because still we are working on the SD-WAN, but still we need the legacy concept to build this SD-WAN fabric by the help of the BGP, some static routing, some OSPF to run the entire end-to-end, connections. So that might be you have to go through that during this classes, because we having just Friday Sunday classes, we having the ample time. So you just have to go through that. I believe it is not going to take much time, but still, if someone having any specific question regarding not able to understand, let me know during the class. When I explain, I'll try to cover those topic also. Okay, no worry
one
about
more
that.
thing, Pankaj, I need to ask you one more thing, because I believe 2 weeks back there is a small webinar session happened in my Infosys of SD-WAN. So there are some big shots out there who have already experienced SD-WAN. They are pushing the question, but all the questions are gone bounce in my head. So there in that questions I bit notice about IPsec VPN and EMVPN, which was also a part of CCNP. So does this technology required to understand the SD-WAN?
Yes, so you should know that list IPsec technology, because SD-WAN use the IPsec to build the end-to-end connections. Okay. So that is a Dmvpn concept. Also, it is good if you know about Dmvpn. So at least there is no use of the Dmvpn and SD-WAN, but at least if you're having understanding about the differences between Dmvpn and IPsec, then at least you're having some kind of the correlation when you're going to discuss. Okay, so people, this technology was driven from this IPsec, Dmvpn, and like legacy technology itself. By combination of all technology, they driven the SD-WAN. The only difference, they separated all the plane in somewhere in the other locations instead of the one single box. Okay, so that is only difference, but the concept remains same. Like they are using the IPsec tunnel, not Dmvpn, but IPsec. But when you talk with the Dmvpn is not going to complete without IPsec. Okay, so that's why they are interrelated. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank you, Aniket. Thanks for So Avilas, if you're able to unmute, you can just
actually, my laptop, I'm not able to. My audio is not working on my laptop, so just able to log in on my phone.
Yeah, good, good, no problem. Yeah, you can go ahead quickly. Okay, we're having 17 participants. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Actually, my name is Abhilash, and I'm working in British Telecom from last 6-7 years. And I just wanted to gain knowledge about SD-WAN because in my project, SD-WAN is in a migration phase, and I wanted to have some hands-on experience as well. So that's why I joined networking.
Good, Abhilash. So you are working in the British Telecom as an implementation engineer, or like as you're working in the operations? Okay, great. Okay, good. Now, how much experience you mentioned? 8 years or 7 years?
Total 9 years of experience in BT. I am working since more than 5.5 years.
Okay, good. Great, Abhilash. Thanks. Okay. So moving next, Gaurav Sharma. Hi, Gaurav.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Myself, Gaurav. I'm working in networking field from last 9 years. Total experience. 9 years. Now I'm working in Reliance Jio. So no, sir, the technology is moving very fast. So everyone is asking SD-WAN. So everything is upgrading in SD-WAN. So that's why I want to learn for career growth.
Good. So you are Reliance. You are working in Reliance Jio, right?
Right.
So what you are taking care in Reliance Jio right now?
I'm working on operation part as a backhaul part, IP related.
So which protocols you are running in this?
Reliance ISI or BGP?
ISI and BGP. Okay, so you're having a good understanding what the BGP and all, right?
Yeah, I understanding.
Okay, good. Thanks, Abhilash. So Harshdeep Sharma. Hi, Harshdeep. Good morning.
Hi, Pankaj. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm in the domain of networking from last 8 years, and I work with the bank in America. So I have an understanding about routing switching, but my company is going to adopt this new SD-WAN technology. So my expectation from this show is configuration and the troubleshooting of components.
Okay, good. So like you are working for the Bank of America, right? Company, right? Which is in Gurgaon, right?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. Okay. Sorry, I have seen this company in Gurgaon also. That's why I correlate that. Okay, great. So right now, as you mentioned, you're working on the routing and switching. So like which level of troubleshooting you are doing, or like implementation? What kind of work you are doing in this current organization?
So I am working as a SME, subject matter expert for branch sites. So we work on the break fix in operations.
Okay, break fix operations. Good. Thanks, Harshdeep. Okay. So Harshan. Hi, Harshan. Good morning.
Hey, Pankaj. Good morning.
Good morning.
So my name is Hassan. I've been working in HCL Technologies. I started my career in voice and then I switched to data. So currently I'm working in mainly routing part or the WAN part with the customer links. So I manage and monitor WAN connection with the customer. I work on BGP mainly protocol. And then I have some other mobile signaling part, but that's not related. So currently the motivation is for the career growth. So obviously automation is the trend, and I wanted to go through SD-WAN and then maybe try to make a switch or something like that.
Great. So Hassan, like how much experience do you have?
I have almost 9 years of experience.
9 years experience. And like earlier you mentioned you just working in this collaboration field, like voice domains, right?
Yes.
And you move in the routing switching domain, right?
Yes.
So is there any specific reason you switch your career from the collaboration to this routing switching, or like?
So I was not exactly into collaboration. It was more of, if you know about the Oracle SPCs and Sonos GSX. So it was more about how the calls are being routed. It did not have the Cisco part. It was more into the Sonos and the Oracle part. So it's not like used most places. It is like a very limited use. So then I decided, okay, maybe I will be very limited. Then I made switch to the Cisco part, data part.
Good. Thanks, Hassan. Thanks for intro. Thank you so much. Moving to Manoj. Hi, Manoj. Good morning.
Yeah, hi, Pankaj. Very good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi, Pankaj. This is Manoj Kumar Gaur. Now, I have around 11.5 year experience in core IP networks, right? Currently, I'm working with Cold Technology Services. and now handling the IQNet project for Europe, Asia, and American countries right now. So earlier I was worked in Reliance Jio, Airtel, Bharti, and then I have moved here since working since July.
Okay, so what role you're handling in this core technology? Like what level of work you are doing in project deployment, implementation, operations, or something else?
Exactly. So currently I'm working as a lead consultant as a part of tag team. So now I am individually handling the implementation parts, all of ASR, 9K, 8K, 5K, NCS boxes installation and commissioning scenario, whatever any issues related to IS, BGP related issue, SRGP related issue, and find troubleshoot, fix the issue, bugs, any major outages. Basically, we are handling the P1 and P2 purity basis ticket handling. Otherwise, P3 handled by take care by now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And I believe you mentioned experience is how much experience you mentioned that 9 plus, right?
11
plus. Okay, thanks. Okay, great. Thanks, Manoj. Thanks for introduction. Yeah. So moving to Nitish Gupta. Hi, Nitish. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Pankaj. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Yeah. I'm Nitish. I'm from Kolkata, West Bengal currently, and I have approximately 5 years of experience as a network engineer. Actually, I started my career as a RF engineer, telecom background. I am from the starting of my career, just 1 year, and after that I switched to as a network engineer, and currently working for TCS at Bangalore location for the Cisco. And mainly I have expertise in the routing and switching only. So with the routing and switching, you can go up to a certain limit, and nowadays it's some firewall and also SD-WAN is very much required to grow up. So I choose SD-WAN as it's correlated with the routing switching mostly. So I just choose as of now SD-WAN. So in future I also do some security part as well. I'll cover like any firewall like Palo Alto or Checkpoint.
Okay.
So yeah, as of now I'm just interested for the SD-WAN only.
Great. Thanks, Nitish.
I am very much impressed with your demo classes. Actually, I saw. I'm searching for a good trainer actually, but I didn't know.
Okay,
so yeah, you have covered from the very scratch level. So I hope.
Definitely. So I will try my best, you guys, because I can see people are here having a much experience, and there is a chance for me also for learning, because people are coming from different you kind of people, and Manoj and some other, I can see all people. I'm not able to take all names, but I can say people are coming from different backgrounds, and they're having a very good experience. So together we learn, because I'm also a working professional and working in the good MNC and dealing with these products and also providing a training. So this is my always aim to just give knowledge from very scratch. Okay. And if something I'm not able to explain some point of view, then I also try to learn that technology. Okay, and I'll try to explain some other day also. But this is my key area. I just try to go from basic, and hope this will be maintaining throughout the session. Okay. Thanks.
But any certain topic which is not covered in the SD-WAN, like suppose anyone having BGP part issue, or anyone having some VPN issues. So you can I'm not saying that you will totally explain that part in our training, but at least you will suggest us that please read that from any document or any YouTube videos, like some topic. So it will great help for us also.
Definitely, Nitish. Was one thing I can assure you about, as per the syllabus, SD-WAN syllabus, Cisco syllabus, we are not going to untouch any of the topic. All topic we are going to cover. That is my promise. Nothing topic will be untouched. Regarding some additional topic, like where you guys might face some issues in terms of the understanding, like MPLS, BGP, OSPF, IPsec tunnel, then definitely I'll help you out on that topic also. I'll try to give some kind of the good idea about that topics, or try to help in some other term like documentation and some pre-recorded video, because I have all that information, so I can try to give all that. Okay.
Yeah, correct. Thanks.
So like after Nitish, hi Pankaj, good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Good morning. We know each other. Have you attended in bypass batches also?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
the first?
I've attended that December batch, last batch.
That is SDWAN or something else?
Yeah, SDWAN.
Okay, good. Yeah, Pankaj, good morning. So yeah, you can you just brief us about yourself.
Yeah, actually, the last attended the SDWAN batch, and currently I'm working as a private company, and want to learn SDWAN. The first batch was very good. Just I have enrolled for the revision for the same.
Okay, good. So how was your experience in the first batch?
Yeah, that's too good. You have just said that you have not untouched anything. It was all covered. It is better than that. It was too good for me.
Okay, thanks. So guys, like our last batch was completely in Hindi. That was the public demand. So this batch is in English, but our last batch was in Hindi. So we enjoy a lot in Hindi by talking with all people are in Hindi speaking. So we have done that batch in Hindi. So Pankaj was the part of that batch. So he's just enroll himself again for the just revision purpose. So thanks Pankaj for joining again, and hope this time you'll become a champion after going through this revision. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
So it's all about you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. So after Pankaj, just quickly, how much experience do you have?
10 plus years.
10 plus years. Okay. You are also double-digit family of the experience. So after
Pankaj, the access to the old Hindi videos as well, which attended.
Probably I cannot commit on this, but if you guys go and talk to your representative of the institute, probably they will help out on this. Okay, because I am not authorized to give the correct answer about this, because they're having some policies to give the video access. I don't know about that. Okay, so I would suggest just talk to them. Might be they will arrange something for you guys. Because
also, can we ask live issues as well in this class when which I face or something?
So live issues in terms of the all the live issues whatever we are going to cover during the session. So we having a slot around 3 hours per Saturday and Sunday. So if you are facing any issues during the lab and all, we can discuss it here in the first beginning of the class. So I'll always try to start brief before 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, and also extend the class after that. After the class, I just give the buffer window to you guys ask a specific question if you have. So that arrangement I have done. But still, if you're having any query and questions in somewhere, so we can try to get some time to just cover those topics, okay, or those queries. Also, I sometimes very busy. So if really it's very required, that can be handled by me only, then I can help on that. If not, if that is related to lab issues, some kind of the access issue, that team is sitting in somewhere in the office, they can help out on that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks sir. So moving to Priyesh Das. Hi Priyesh, good morning.
Hello sir, good morning sir.
Good morning. Yeah,
my name is Priyesh. I have total 9 years of experience. Initially I was in OSC line, fiber maintenance, fiber deployment, initially for 4.5 years. Then I joined British Telecom as a second line delivery engineer. I was in around 5.5 years, where I used to deploy this OSPF, BGP, then SNMP issues, AAA issues, MPLS issues, everything we used to solve. Recently, I have moved to Mindtree as a module lead.
Okay. So as a module lead, what you are leading here in Mindtree?
Right now, I have not been allocated any work, just initial stage, but I was hired as a network specialist. So I guess related to L2, L3 issues, I will solve.
Okay, good. Okay, thanks,
And
Priyesh.
as it is developing, as the world is developing and everything is going in automations and also, I have also studied as firewall, Palo Alto firewall from you last month. So it was very good. It was very good, and I learned a lot of things, as I didn't have any experience in firewall, but I learned a lot of things. So I thought of joining SD-WAN from you itself, because SD-WAN is also a very difficult topic, and you will be very good teacher in making me understand all these things.
Thanks, Priyesh, you're a kind word. I didn't recognize you, but thank you so much for reminding me. Okay, you attended my last batch for the Palo Alto. Okay, so good to see people are from my last batch also. Multiple people I can see. Might be we'll find some more in upcoming introduction. Thanks, Priyesh. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So moving R1 Raven. May I know the correct name? Who is R1 Raven?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Raven, my name is. My
Okay.
full name is Raven Siddha. And,
okay, Raven Siddha. Yeah.
Yes, Raven.
Hi, Raven. Good morning,
no
Raven. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Hi.
good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah, just brief us about yourself and experience and expectations so we can know.
Okay. My total experience is 7 years, and I'm currently working with Wipro as a L2, and I have an offer also in a Times Internet as a L3 and level 1 manager. And my expectation is like that in SD-WAN, learning to SD-WAN in depth and like that a very good manner. And I networking, I have very networkings. I have very good experience by Atul Sharma, and I there completed routing classes, and after that firewall classes also. But I have very good experience with routing only, and I hope here also getting very good experience from for SD-WAN courses from your side.
Yeah.
And
I'll try my best.
No, I definitely I'm like that. I'm confident and I'm sure I'm getting here very good experience from your side.
Okay, yeah, good, Raven. So thanks, your brief introduction and expectation, and thanks for your kind words. Okay, so let's see how our journey is going to happen. I'm just keeping my finger crossed. That will be fantastic journey, and hope you guys will enjoy, and we'll again discuss more things in future. So thanks for introduction. Okay, Raven.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So moving next, Rahul Maheswari. Hi, Rahul. We know
Hi,
each
sir.
other. We know each
Hi,
other.
sir. Yes.
You also attended any batch in last, or this is the first time?
No, I attended the first batch where the last Saturday you gave the brief in description about the SD-WAN.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm able to recall your name. Okay, might be. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Just brief us about yourself.
So, hi all. My name is Rahul Maheshwari, and I have a 1 year of experience working with Inspira Enterprise as an implementation engineer. So currently, I'm working on a UK SWAN state project where I deployed more than 140 FortiGate SD-WAN devices. So yes, I am like started my career with the SD-WAN. So I just want to explore or go in depth of this field. So that's why I joined this course. That is the main reason.
Yeah, good, Rahul. Good. Thanks. And thanks for introduction. Hope we'll enjoy together this SD-WAN session. Okay.
Yes.
So Rahul, like, do you have any background of the routing switching, or just you having the security background? How is it?
No, actually, in the starting, when I just get an entry in this IT domain or like this networking domain, I've done my CCNA certification. After that, like I basically deployed for the SD-WAN implementation of the FortiGate devices. So I like to go in depth with the security. I've done with the NSE 4 certification also.
Okay.
Which is basically for the FortiGate.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Rahul.
Thank you.
So moving next, hi Ramakant. Good morning.
Pankaj sir, I have one question. Today is my first session. What is the time? 10 to course time?
So see guys, I'm very flexible. There is 2 slot I have given to you. So this is the first 2-day class. So we started by 10. So if you guys all feel we can go by 10:30, I can go. If you want 10, is it fine for everyone? Then I can go with the 10. It's up to you guys. So there is a very flexible. Either we can start with 10:30 or 10. So that would be the fixed timing. Once we all guys agree either about 10, then we always go on the 10. If all agree, we go to 10:30. We always go for the 10:30 from upcoming classes, because this is today first class. So it's up to you how you guys are feeling. If you guys are thinking it's too early, we can go by half hour late, like starting at 10:30. That's fine for me. There is no problem. So you guys can just confirm me after this class, so we can do the same from tomorrow, okay? Or upcoming weeks. All right.
Okay, sir. Okay. And the duration, sir? 1 hour, 2 hour?
No, duration would be minimum 2.5 hours. That is the minimum, okay? Because if you are not going to, because we having just 2-day classes in a week, so at least we have 5 hours have to cover. So 6 week or 7 week be minimum required, or it could go up to 3 hours, but minimum could be 2.5 hours, okay? But not more than 3 hours, okay? Sometime we can go if having a specific query, someone having discussion, any issue, then I can extend for them. There is no problem. But the classes will be remain restricted to 2.5 hours to 3 hours, not more than that. Okay.
Correct, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So moving next after Rahul, Ramakant. Hi, Ramakant. Good morning.
Yeah, hi. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Thanks. So, hi, this is Ramakant this side, and I'm having around total experience is around 18 years. Currently working with the Cisco as a lead network design architect, and I'm working on multiple domain. Like I used to work in the design part, so I have a core experience in routing, switching, data center, then MPLS backbone designing, IPv6. I'm a lead architect for IPv6 since long. I'm lead architect for MPLS backbone, so I design multiple customer MPLS backbone like Accenture, T-Con, and there are many ISPs, and also having a good experience in a data center and routing, switching, and service providers. Apart from this, actually, I'm a dual CCIE, and my core right now because I'm serving this notice with the Cisco right now, so probably next month I'll be moving to another organization. But currently, I'm looking for this SD-WAN course because this is from the design perspective, basically. So I do have hands-on experience in all these domain, vertical security from in every angle. So only concern about to join this course is to understand, because I was not getting any time to do my self-study by my own because I'm completely held up with multiple projects and all. So I believe that if someone can teach you better, you can focus more on that particular things, right? And it is not wasting your time actually. And definitely you will learn something new and it will be interesting. So that's the reason, the motive to join this course with you.
Okay, great. So at least Ramakant, you are from Cisco, and we have to lot of things we have to learn from you because we can understand you are dual CCIE and you're having a lot of great experience, more than 18 years. You're having experience and design, architecture, and deployment. So at least we all having, I believe, for me at least, I have a lower experience than you. Okay, so I have a lot of expectation from you. Somewhere you feel you want to add something, you always add something, okay, during the training. So at least people can learn. I can also upgrade my knowledge. Okay, thanks for joining.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramakant. So moving to next, Subhajit. Hi, Subhajit. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Subhajit.
Yeah, sir. Myself Shubhajit. Like I have 4 years of experience and 2 years in technical support experience and 2 years in routing and switching experience. And right now I'm working in IBM, and my client is Indian Navy, and actually in Indian Navy data center actually, and in the total pan Indian Navy data center, and I'm having a good knowledge of routing, switching, and working with Cisco high-end series routers like ASA routers, Nexus devices, and we are using all kind of protocols like ISIS, BGP, MPLS. We are using, and like a Nexus device having some cool features like BPC. We are also using those kind of things. So this is the new technology. That's why I'm thinking to upgrade myself, because in the market standard, they're having a lot less number of people are having a good knowledge. The reason I'm thinking to attend your session.
Good. Thanks, Subhajit, for your introduction. Okay, thank you so much. All right. So moving next, Suraj Kumar. Hi, Suraj. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Good morning. So good morning, everyone. My name is Suraj, and I have total 10 years of experience. And currently, I am working as a L3 in SL Technologies, Noida. And since 4 years, I am since 4.5 years, I am working in SCL, and in those 4 years, I have lost all of my concepts because of comfort zone. But now I have started my again. I have started studying, and first of all, I joined Pankaj Palo Alto. So there was already hype made in my project about security, and earlier I didn't studied about any security devices. But after studying Palo Alto, I think I can understand, and I can make it. I can find out the way that what exactly security is doing, and it means I got a very good knowledge. In earlier, I was in a dilemma that whether I will get knowledge of this security or not, because people used to discuss about all these things, and I was unable to understand. But thanks to Pankaj sir, in fact, he teaches us from zero. So now, very thankful to him. I am. It means just previous month I was with him in Palo Alto batch, and currently I'm in. I will study SD-WAN. So actually, I have targeted two points. So personal growth is also important. So I'm focusing on personal growth and knowledge too also. And I'm trying to fix all those things which I have earlier, which I forgotten. So in near future, I will also plan for CCIE. So it is my dream certification. So there are many champs in my office SCL. So I also want to become like them. But
Okay,
definitely SD-WAN is booming. So SD-WAN will boost me in my personal growth immediately. So that's why I'm here. So thanks to Pankaj sir for Palo Alto also.
Thanks, Suraj, for your kind word. And I'm just, trying. I will try my best to give that kind of experience what you get in Palo Alto, or more than that in this SD-WAN. And hope this time also you will enjoy. Okay.
And seriously, sir, for past 1 month, I have studied a lot. I have practiced. In fact, the major challenge which I like to discuss here is that earlier I just studied theoretically, but as far as practical sessions, the execution is concerned, I'm just a lazy person. That's why I didn't configure EVNG and packet tracer kind of thing. I was unable to do that. But here in this platform, and in networking, definitely side by side, theoretically, it is very good that side by side I'm getting a pre-configured lab. So I have completed all of your Palo Alto, almost 80% I have done it.
Good. So
I'm
all
getting...
lab was executed successfully.
No, sir. Almost 80% is I have executed correctly, but there are few of them which I didn't executed yet. But in near future, it will be if something is in front of you in a pre-cooked manner, and you have to just develop your skills in just eating it, then it is the learning phase will be faster.
Okay. Yeah, completely agree.
Yeah.
Thanks, Suraj. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely. This time also we'll try to do our hand dirty, and I will suggest you guys after my all session, we having a ample time like Monday to Friday. You guys just do your hand dirty by doing the labs, and that is a more important. Okay, so hopefully you all will get that SD-WAN lab access on your portal and dedicated. I'll just demonstrate the topology, how the lab is going to be configured, and that is going to be start from very zero. Nothing will be configured in the labs. It is going to start from very scratch, and you guys can understand a step-by-step approach how this SD-WAN lab is going to be fully functional. Okay, so that is my commitment. I'll do that. Thanks, Suraj, again. Thank you so much for your kind words, and I hope again we'll enjoy it together. Now moving to the next Thiag, sorry,
yeah, Pankaj, it will be difficult for you. My name is, yeah, you can call me as Thiag, and I'm from Chennai.
Thiag, yeah, okay, yeah, Thiag. Gajar, sorry,
Yeah,
just
my name is Tyagara. Yeah.
yeah.
You can call me Tyag. I'm from
Yeah, okay.
Chennai and I have an experience of 10 plus years of experience in manufacturing sector. I currently work in the manufacturing sector and I'm very good in switching part and but routing part. Still, I have to learn a lot and I'm very much interested in security part. That's the reason I chosen this course.
Okay.
Everything goes good.
Yeah, so currently, like you mentioned, you're having a 10 plus year of experience. So you're working in more in switching domain and also having a knowledge about the routing, right?
Yes.
So in routing, you just working on the BGP, MPLS, OSPF, right?
Yeah, I can be working on the DVPN, all those concepts, IPsec. I have knowledge. The thing is, I don't have in-depth knowledge. That's the reason.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Yag. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And the last, I believe, Vinita Singh. Hello, Vinita. Good morning.
Hi, Pankaj. Good morning. Very good morning.
Good morning.
I'm having 3+ years of experience in the networking field, and currently I'm working in Orange Business Services. And from quite few days back, I was just searching in the YouTube about the SD-WAN training, and I found your videos were quite interesting. And seriously, I was able to understand that what you are saying.
Oh my God.
It's very easy for me to understand. So that's why I have decided to enroll here to understand and to know about all SD-WAN, because currently I'm working in a legacy network. It's a traditional network only.
Right.
So yeah, I just want my career go ahead with new technology. So SD-WAN is the latest one. So I just wanted to know each and everything about SD-WAN.
Great, Vinita. Great. Thanks for enrolling with us to learn this new technology, and hope you'll definitely enjoy and learn completely a new technology from zero to you'll become the hero about the SD-WAN. So thank you so much. So Vinita, like you mentioned that you're working with the Orange and you're having a 4+ years of experience, right?
No, it's not 4. It's around 3 almost. In July, it's going to be 3.
Okay,
So
it's around 3. Okay. So like which domain you are working? Routing, switching, right?
Yeah, in routing switching itself.
So are you doing any implementation or like
Not
operations?
in implementation. I'm in L1 and L2.
Okay. Good. Okay, never mind. Thank you so much for your introduction. So I hope I just covered everyone. Anyone has left for the introduction, or all are covered? I just try with top to bottom for one by one and hope I covered to everyone. If anyone left, just ping me in chat so I can try to have intro of the. Meanwhile, let me just share my screen. So you guys are able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So hi everyone, myself Pankaj. Okay, and I'll be your instructor as I just given multiple time intro, but let me just introduce myself as well so you guys know about me also. So I have experience more than 13 years, and right now I'm working with one of the MNC where I'm just leading the projects based on the security plus SD-WAN and like wireless, Cisco wireless plus Zscaler plus like I can say Wi-Fi, Cisco wireless or Meraki wireless. So everything I'm just managing in terms of the design, implementation, operations. So that is under me. And I also leading that directly to the customer to getting new business and just get them implemented to the real network and data center branch offices. So these are my core competency. In addition of that, I'm just also having teaching experience. So that's why I just love to, I have a passion to teach the people, upgrade the people, and upgrade myself also. So right now, currently, I'm just dealing with the Palo Alto training, SD-WAN training, and plus Zscaler as well, but we having a limitation for the lab access, so I'm not able to demonstrate from Zscaler because we having a limitation for get a lab section with Zscaler, but theoretically there is no challenge for training perspective. In addition of that, CCNP Encore, that is like market requirement where we discuss about the Python automations like JSON and some wireless technology, routing, switching, architecture. So everything I just cover in the Encore part, and also like F5 LTM. Okay, so that are my key like component where I just dealing with right now. And in addition of that, also having a good experience about the SD access, okay, where we discuss about the ACIE and DNAC and each and everything. So that also I covered, but officially not started training on it because I don't have time. So more or less
Sorry,
right now.
sorry to disturb. What is SD access? Because sometimes back you have discussed it many times. And what is this a emerging?
I'll just cover. I'll start. I'll cover this also. Okay, no problem. I'll just cover after a few minutes when I'll start teaching this today's session. Okay, so I'll just give the idea. So just I have right now just giving one batch at one time, either Palo Alto or SD-WAN or in core. So I try to get the spare because I cannot give all three batches at the same time because I don't have time. So I just try to give one batch at one time. So at least different people can get a different idea. Sometimes Palo Alto, sometimes SD-WAN, sometimes in core. Planning to get ICE also in future. Let's say when I can plan for ICE. So this is my plan for that all, and I have like 13 plus year of experience I just mentioned. And regarding this certification, I'm not CCI certified. Attended the CCI written lab, CCI written, but not attended the labs. And but yes, I have that like CCNP certified, and Zscaler certification I have, LTM certification I have, and that cloud certification also I have. So a lot of certification I have done, but still not done any CCI certification till now, and planning to have soon. Okay, so this is my short-term goal. So hope you guys understand about me. Okay.
Pankaj, I would recommend you don't require to go for certification CCIE.
Yeah, I know that CCI certification.
Nowadays, no one asks if you have a good experience and you have a hands-on and everything, right? So you'll be already eligible and the qualified person.
That's why since beginning, when CCI was like everyone is talking about CCI, I didn't go for like lab. I just prepared myself for the lab. I was just trying to attend the lab, but it was some financial like I was thinking why should I invest too much money to get this lab number? I have already everything knowledge. I'm getting a good package. I'm able to crack the interview. So why should I go? So every time never is stuck to get a good position in an organization or good package. So why should go for the numbers? The number doesn't mean for me, knowledge mean for me. So I just capture the knowledge. I just demonstrate that knowledge, and basis of that I'll always get a good job, okay, and good position in my every organization. So that's why reason I never attend the CCI.
Yeah, to be very honestly, though I am a CCI, but I suggest like see nowadays the market trend, no one can ask certification like your CCI or what exactly. Okay, that was a boom long time back, like 6 to 7 years ago. Right now, technology-driven companies, they are always looking for person should have a security knowledge. He should know the routing and switching stuff, then also some automation stuff and some cloud part. So now it's a the consolidation knowledge they would require. That is the industrial demand right now.
Yes.
Now,
absolutely.
They doesn't look for the person who is only know the routing and switching. Yeah. They also want the person should know some sort of automation. Okay.
Definitely, Ramakat. I completely agree. And this is the market requirement nowadays. And I can understand the customer even not care about the numbers, they just care about the work and how much you have in depth knowledge about the technology. That's all. Thanks, Ramakant. So I believe we have done our introduction in last 1 hour. So let's start our first class. And I'm very excited to have a start. Okay. So let me just go through with the lab first. So just you guys have to understand how the lab access is going to happen. So firstly, you guys get some link. And once you click on that link, you probably get that lab. This is my lab for this batch, Fab 2022 2022. Okay, so this is your lab. So probably once you'll get the lab access, you have to just click on this. Okay, and this lab you no need to worry about. This is my lab that is fully running for the demo perspective, and this lab is fully dummy lab, and we have to build from scratch. So this lab doesn't have any configuration. So what I'll do, I'll just start this lab. So at least you guys have understanding about this lab. So once you log in, you just have to start this lab and you will find this kind of interface about the lab. So it is starting. So see that this is our labs. So you can see that we having different sites, site 3, site 6, site 200, site 5, site 4, and site 100. Okay. So in this labs, basically, this is our control planes where all controller is going to be deployed. So you can see that here we having the vManage, we having the vBond, vSmart, and root CA. So probably you guys are not aware about what the hell I'm talking. So what is the vManage, vBond, and vSmart? But definitely you will going to learn shortly about these all terms. Okay, and you understand the function about these all boxes. Apart from this controller, I'll tell why this controller, why these controller are very important for this SD-WAN fabric. Although I have discussed in the past classes in demo, but I'll discuss today again. And these controller are going to connect with different sites. You can see that different site they are connecting. Okay, so by connecting different sites, basically they have to connect with two transport, that is the MPLS and internet. So we'll discuss what is transport more about in our upcoming discussion. And then we having the this one site, we having VH1, VH2, again we having the VH5 on site 5, we having a VH4 on site 4, and these are the router connecting to the VH, that is your LAN. You just think about the LANs. So here basically behind this VH, we are just running the normal OSPF, BGP. So all three protocol static routing we can learn in the we can configure on the just behind this VHs. So these all would be the legacy platform like OSPF, VRRP, BGP will configure that behind the VHs. Similarly from this also. But after VHH to the controller, this would be your OMP or like SD-WAN protocols is going to run and SD-WAN fabric is going to run. So we'll see how this configuration is going to happen from various scratch. So anyone having any question about this lab? And let me just tell about the IP addressing also. So here you can see that we having a two, one is the MPLS, one is the internet router. So in this MPLS internet router, you can see that all MPLS connection is having the IP addressing is 172. We can see that all MPLS, let me just make it shorter. Let me just hold on. Okay, so you guys can see that all the MPLS having this all MPLS links. This it seems a wrong one. This could be this here. Where should be this IP? This okay. This is a duplicate entry. Let me just clear it. So this is also duplicate entry. Let me clear it. So you can see that. So all like we having all MPLS connection having the 172 range of the IP address. Just forget about this link. We'll discuss whenever it is required. It is not necessary. Just connected for a testing purpose. So probably no need about that. Similarly, regarding the internet, all internet circuit starting IP address is 192. So if you see that 192.1.20./24, so one IP is going to configure always here. So there will be the one IP address always for the all location. And next you can configure two here. Like I configure the two, the next of the internet router. Similarly for the MPLS, if I talk about the 172.31.14.0, so that one IP is going to be configured on this circuit. Similarly for this subnet, one is going to be configured this circuit, one is going to be configured this, 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 but from different subnet. So I'll show from various scratch how this configuration is going to happen. Similarly for internet, this is going to happen. Regarding the LANs, I'll discuss when I'll do the configuration for the all location, how the LAN is going to be configured. Okay. IP addressing already mentioned. So one is again going to be on these interfaces, and two might be going to on these interfaces from the same subnet. But what is the purpose of three interfaces? I'll explain, okay, later. Now moving to the first part about the controller, how the controller is going to be configured. So this is my part of the controller on site 100. On this controller, what is happening? We have in the vManage. So this is my first box, which is going to manage entire fabric in terms of the configuration, policy deployment, monitoring, and just doing any kind of operational work sitting on the single pane of glass. That is a vManage. I'll cover more about that. So on this vManage, you should have the GUIX of this box. Without GUI access, you probably not able to leverage the entire feature of the SD-WAN. So first things, we have to get the GUIX of this box. So how this GUI access is going to happen? So I have connected one PC, and this PC having the internet connection with this our backend internet, or what we having over the cloud. So I'll tell how this is going to be configured when I configure this. And I just connected this one NIC card to my vManage, one of the interface, that is the management interface. So by connecting this, I start pinging, because I just given the IP address 192.168.10.10/24 on this PC, and I given the same series of the IP address. You can see that 192.168.10.1/24 on this interface IP address, which is on the vManage. So this PC can ping to vManage, and then after I can able to take GUI access of this vManage via this IP address. So this would be my IP address to access the vManage. In addition of that, you guys see that we're having a system IP address. So one is system IP address 10.123.10.10. Similarly for this vBond, we having a, let me just change this IP addressing. So I want to be in sequence. So 11, and this would be the 12 system IP. And so 10 is for the vManage system IP, and I'll discuss what is system IP. And we want for that 11, and system IP for vSmart is 12. So this is the system IP. Just think about the router ID just for knowing, or we can just always think about the router ID, system IP equivalent to router ID, just to unique identification of the box. Okay. So we have defined the system IP for each and every box, and this is the mandatory to define the system IP. I'll tell more why it is mandatory. Without the system IP, might be we're not able to do many things. Okay. In addition of that, we have in the interfaces on this controllers, we can say that Ethernet 0 by Ethernet 0 on this vBond, we having Giga Ethernet 0 by 0, and on vSmart also having Ethernet 0, and we having the IP address 123.10.10.12, 11, and that 10. So these are the /24 subnet. All IP address are configured on these interfaces. You can see that. Similarly, we having a root CA. So I have just given that 123.10.10.13. But for root CA, we don't require the system IP. I'll tell why it is not required and what is the requirement of the root CA for this SD-WAN fabric.
So Pankaj, Ramakan here, I have one question. So the system ID, it's a virtual logical IP, right?
Yes, it's a virtual logical IP, not going to configure on any of the interfaces. It's like just think about the loopback address or router ID. Okay.
Okay. And the interfaces which you are configured, like Ethernet 0, Ethernet gig 0/0, yeah, these are also, it is embedded interfaces on this controller, or what exactly it is?
Yes, these are the physical interfaces on the controller. These are the interfaces on the controller. Like on the router, you having a virtual multiple interfaces. You can see that. Similarly, on this boxes, you having the multiple interfaces you can use.
No, but my question is, see, this is a software, right? So this is going to be installed on your the virtual VMware or somewhere, VMware or any server, right? So on that you will get this virtual NICs, you mean to say?
Yeah, definitely. Like we having this router is a virtual, right? On this virtual router, we having the virtual images, and we are getting the interfaces on the virtual environment, right? You can see that. Similarly, we will deploy this vManage in the virtual environment, and vManage having the interface capability, they will show the interfaces detail as well. So you'll get, once you deploy these boxes on the virtually, either the XXI or VMware or cloud, once you deploy this, just think about this is one kind of the router. Okay. Not worry about that. And they having a multiple interfaces. Once you deploy this image, you'll get that interface detail also. Okay. Make sense?
Okay, fine.
not understand, Ramakant, let me know. I'll just try to give one some other scenario, because let me just explain more. So let's say this is my router, okay? This is my router, virtual image. I just deploy in the VMware or XSI, right? This is a virtual image. This router might be, I'll use the image for any ISR or ESR, or might be any virtual router image. Or once I just install this router, they having a default capability to show the interface details, whatever the interface they have, they show that, right? Ramakant, right? Makes sense?
Yes, yes, yeah.
So similarly, we having the vManage, vBond, and vSmart. They will be always virtual, not be hardware. Just to make a note, this device is not going to be any hardware device. This could be the always virtual device. My router can be the virtual or hardware, but this could be the always virtual. But they having a capability to showcase their interfaces once you deploy any of the platform. They having the virtual interfaces.
So now we can, sorry for interruption. So now we can say that, so that is a virtual link, not a physical link, right?
Yeah, there's no physical, there's a virtual link. Just think about this, the virtual. They can just, might be just, let's say suppose you deploy this box in any of the ESXi, okay? ESXi might be any of the server. The server will basically, the server NIC will be basically replicate with the virtual NIC, and then you can connect that server NIC to the switch. And once that you configure any IP address on the virtual, that is going to replicate on this physical one, and then the connection is going to happen. Okay.
Okay.
So
right.
likewise,
virtual link. Well, I think virtual link will be create just like as a loopback from physical PC to virtual server, right?
So let me just give you another example. So let's say this is my PC having the VMware. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Let me just start. Okay. So you guys can see that. So this is my virtual machine, okay? And you can see that my PC having a NIC card and this having the IP addresses, okay? This PC having the IP address, you can see that 192.168.1.32, okay? And what else I have? You can see this virtual ESXi also having this IP address. You can see that. So what is happening now? This virtual machine NIC itself, you can see here, if I go that, let me just go and see that. So you can see that this is my network adapter of this machine, and this is directly, you can see the bridged, connected directly to the physical network. So whatever the network I build on this virtual machine, they all are going to process with my physical network of this machine. So similarly, whenever I deploy any of these devices on the virtual environment or any of the server, so if I just configure any of the interfaces, that is a virtual interfaces on those boxes, they might be not physically connected to the switch, but their server port is going to be connected to the switch, and that port is directly replicated with this particular virtual image what is deployed in the server. So this is how the connection is going to happen. So hope I'm thinking, is it clear to everyone, or still anyone having any argument?
No, everything is okay right now.
Okay.
So just one more question right now from my side. So you can say vManage, vBond, and vSmart, like it is an active part. So so now we can configure as in HA part.
Yes, definitely. We can configure that the HA part, because this is the lab and we don't build the HA here. But in production, definitely you'll find the replication, because it's a huge resources going to take. One vManage at least going to take 20 GB of RAM. Even I have a laptop. If I try to run this lab, it is not going to run.
Yeah,
this controller, it is not going to run. So the resources where it is deployed, that server is a quite high end servers, but still they are getting the issue always due to the high utilizations, because people are just opening the labs at the same time and server not sometime able to handle. So we can deploy this controller in the HA kind of the deployment, or like you have in the regional deployment, we having a multiple option to deploy. I'll discuss more about this controller deployment. But in lab, we're just having the one deployment of the controller, and on basis of that, we'll just do all our testing.
Okay, like that, suppose that we have two location, DR and DC center. So where as per DR DC center, we can configure these types of control right now, right?
Yeah, definitely. We can configure, but basically, just think for now, when we discuss about the controller, there could be the three type of deployment. I'm just parking this your query. Probably later we'll discuss more about it, how the deployment is going to happen. Okay, so we'll understand. Okay, because let me just explain this lab first, then I'll discuss more about Manoj your query.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So here you can see that I just assigned the IP addresses, so 10, 11, 12, and 30. And again, I just created one of the VLAN on this switch, that is my core switch, which is connecting to the controller. And I just created one of the SVI, that is a VLAN interface on this core switch. And just I allow that VLAN on these interfaces. So what is going to happen? 4 interfaces I have, and that all interfaces belong to the same VLAN domain, that is 123. So this root CA can ping this IP address 123. This vSmart can ping this IP address. This vBond can also ping this. vManage can also ping this IP address on the switches. So this is the first step we are going to do. And after making this controller up, because this is the most, I can say, challenging part of the SD-WAN to making the controller up and working. Other things will be easy, but this is the most challenging things, because we have to do a lot of things to bring this controller. You guys just realize when I will start doing. So what I have done, because these are the very complex things, so I just created the lab guide for you, for everyone. So you will get this lab guide. So I have written each and every steps here, what we have to configure for this controller, because it's a very lengthy process. We have to understand the certificate, crypto key, how it is going to be generated, and other CSR. I'll explain what those stuff, and then probably we'll bring that all the vManage, vSmart, and vBond up and working. So I just created that all the lab guide for all you also. So that I'll share by today itself. So that is going to be uploaded on your portal. So that is about that. So now moving to the next thing. So just understand what are these alien boxes, what that mean, like vManage, vSmart, root CA, what that means, why it is going to be required, and what is SD-WAN, and where it was like how this technology was evolved, and why we are discussing this today. Okay, so let me just start. So probably before you start, I just demonstrated many times in my past classes. Let me just switch up this machine. I just discussed many times in my past classes how the SD-WAN concept was evolved, and what is the background behind of this SD-WAN concept. So in this concept, we discussed that. Probably I'm just assuming everyone have done my demo session. If not, just put me in chat. If someone not done, so I just try to go in deeper side also for today also. Or everyone have just attended my demo classes. Anyone here who is joining the first time?
Yeah, Pankaj, I'm joining the first time.
Okay, good. So no problem. So let me just start from very basic, because one person is joining the first time, that means he need to understand. So when SD-WAN, before the SD-WAN, we having the like legacy WAN technology, where we having a lot of challenges in terms of this, WAN perspective and operational perspective, cost perspective, scalability perspective, and cloud app perspective. So that was a challenge we can see here. So like we having the complex operations, we having the higher cost, we having that limited scale, no cloud app readiness, we having fragmented security, we having no application aware routing, bandwidth issue always having, disjoint solutions we having, not very agile solution we having in terms of the WAN technology. So what that means, so if I talk about one by one the complex operations, so let's just suppose I'm giving the very basic example in legacy WAN technology. Let's just suppose we having that one of the router, we have to upgrade the IO system. or we just have to apply that, ACLs of the any of the boxes of the router, and that might be, it's vary to 1 box or might be the 500 box. So how the things is going to happen? So in earlier technology, like earlier or still they are running that legacy WAN technology. Let's suppose you having the routers, and it could be the 500 routers, and you have to just do the iOS upgradation. So you have to go individually each and every routers, and you might have to arrange the field engineers to go on site if to give some kind of the remote access, or might be you can do the remotely as well by copying the iOS from the some TFTP server, FTP server, or during the iOS upgradation might be my router crash, then you have to do some kind of manual stuff, sending someone, taking the console and further doing a troubleshooting. That was the one challenge. Another challenge, if you're having the 500 boxes, you have to go one by one, all 500 boxes, and you have to do this iOS upgradation. So we're having a complexity in terms of the configurations. Similarly, if you want to upgrade any single ACL or SNMP configuration, any OSPF related configuration, anything you want to just upgrade, you have to just go, you have to just engage your all engineers, all teammates to just do that all operations to complete that requirement. So that was the higher cost, like a complex operation in terms of the management of the legacy WAN. But if you talk about the SD-WAN, that is going to be solved because I'm sitting on only one, single pane of glass that is known as the vManage. I am sitting on that. I can just do each and every task by just one click. My one engineer can simply go and upgrade 500 routers iOS upgradation in a one single sort of time. So that is the like flexibility we have in the SD-WAN. Similarly, we having the very higher cost because we having the complex operations. So definitely we have to require that, multiple resource to manage our operations. In terms of the resourcing, that is going to be, add additional cost to your, operation point of view. In addition of that, you have to just purchase the different third-party tools in terms of the monitoring or handling that, alerting and some GUI perspective, getting the dashboard information of what is happening in my network. So that was going to, add the additional cost. So that is going to be limited or like minimized by using the vManage, because vManage, once you just taken the, SD-WAN solution, everything is already available in the vManage. You can just do the alerting, you can just do the configuration, you can just do the ticketing, you can see what is happening in my network. So no third-party tool is going to be required. So that is also possible in terms of the saving the cost. Many more things we have in SD-WAN. Probably it was not in our legacy environment. So we'll discuss more. Instead of the scalability, so we don't have very scalable network and WAN technology because we are running some other routing protocols in LAN, some other routing protocol in WAN. We don't have like much, like kind of the robust kind of the configuration into the management operations. So that was the scalability was not very, similar or robust in terms of the legacy WAN technology. But if you talk about the SD-WAN, we know that how the network is going to be, set up, how the protocol is going to be set up, which protocol is going to run on the WAN perspective, that is always going to be identical. How it is going to talk to the controller, that is always going to be identical. So this going to be in terms of the scalability, that is going to, very like scale your network in terms of the operations, troubleshooting, and many things. Okay, so that is also possible in the SD-WAN. Similarly, we having the cloud. So we can see that right now we are getting a lot of, cloud apps. So like Office 365, we having Dropbox, we having, so a lot of cloud application we having because of many of the applications are moving to the clouds. So legacy environment was not that much capable to just directly communicate to the clouds. We have to just do some arrangement to just do the communication with the clouds stub. But when we talk about the SD-WAN, we might no need to worry about this cloud readiness, and that is going to be achieved by very simply by just initiating that cloud connectivity from one router to the cloud network. And they also having a flexibility to just integrate our SD-WAN fabric with the cloud based data centers. So let's say suppose I have the Microsoft Azure, or we having that AWS, Alibaba, GCP, we can simply connect that our network to their infrastructure to just get the or leverage the cloud connectivity. So that is just going to minimize by this SD-WAN fabric. In addition of that, security is one of the major challenges any of the network. So when you talk the legacy environment, so when you talk the security, so that security was very fragmented. So what that means fragmented? So let's say suppose we having a multiple branch offices, and so we basically not deploy the firewall every of the branch offices, or might you deploy the firewall on the branch offices. But what they have to do, they have to go on data center or some hub offices, hub or data center, and from there we having the firewall deployment. So via the WAN they connected to the branch officer to the hub location, and then we just meet the security parameters or security restriction on the hub or data center perspective. So anything, if the user sitting behind the branch, they want to go to internet breakout, so basically they first have to go to data center or hub location, and then the firewall rule is going to be like applicable on that particular traffic, whether that should be allow or deny. And then further, this is going to be access to the internet. So might be it is not very similar architecture we have for the everywhere for our organization. Somewhere you find that we having the firewall sitting on directly on the branch, and they having direct DIA internet connectivity. Somewhere we having that data center, somewhere we having the hub location, somewhere having the colo location. So it's a fragmented, it's not very kind of the uniform design you have. But when you have take with the SD-WAN, we should have to very design, our design should be the very similar to all locations, because our boxes sitting on the site, on the router sitting on site, they having a full capability to meet all security parameters, what we have to do, so that we can leverage from the SD-WAN fabric. Still, we want to deploy some other firewalls in terms of the security. We can integrate with the SD-WAN. In our lab also we have done, for just demonstration purpose. Let me show you. So here we have in the Cisco ASA, I can just replace with that Palo Alto or any other firewalls. Here also you can see that we having the firewall. So we can integrate if you're having a requirement. So I have a use case to just demonstrate this behavior also. If you're having any requirement, that also can be done. But if you don't want to use, there is no necessary. But some customer want, hey, I want to use this particular firewall. So still we can integrate that. There is no problem. In addition of that, our legacy WAN was not that much, capable to understand the applications. And based on the application, they were not able to, do any kind of that, action. What I have to take. Let's suppose you are running that Office 365 application, and you find that this Office 365 having some issue via one link. Might be on site having two routers, and they both are connecting to the Office 365, but might be user are going via these routers, and they are experiencing some issue to access the Office 365. Might be their link having the issue. Okay, link performance having the issue. So based on the application performance, router was not able to take any action. But if we're having the SD-WAN deployment, we can understand and get the statistics of the application, how it is behaving. And based on that, you have to just configure that SLA of the application in manner of the threshold. And if that is just going to be, triggered, if policy is going to be triggered, if threshold is going to be, exceed, then this might be switch from the one router to another router, and your traffic start going via this way. So user will not face any kind of experience of the slowness in terms of the accessing the application. And in addition of that, you do a lot of things in terms of the application, based on the application, just tweaking the how the traffic should be go, which path, which transport it should take. Then we can also configure. So that was not possible in terms of the legacy WAN. Yes, Harshdeep, you can ask the questions if you have.
Yeah, Pankaj, I want to know, like, is this only for edge routers, the routers which are connected with WAN side only, or it is for internal IGP also?
No, the internal routers are not having a capability to do these all the steps because they are again legacy environment. Only your edge routers or the WAN routers, which are based on the SD-WAN, they are only capable to do that.
Okay, so internal one we can do with the DNA, right?
Yes, so as internal one is still they are working like as the similar to the legacy WAN. You just do the simple routing, switching, whatever can do. But when the decision going to happen from the SD-WAN perspective, let's suppose any traffic is initiated from this router. Okay, so this router is normal router. They don't have capability to do the SD-WAN job. So the traffic is going to land on this router, and this is the intelligent router more than this, and he know each and everything how to trade with traffic. He is aware about the application. He having a lot of visibility. He can do the deep packet inspection about the cloud applications. He can know that which cloud application is performing based on which path, and based on that they can just switch their traffic. But this router cannot do that. Okay, but this router can do that. So they having a lot of mechanism about the deep packet inspection. I'll discuss more about that, how they are just going to identify, how they are going to build the cache, and how they are just going to switch their traffic based on the application. Then we'll discuss. Okay.
Right.
So so Pankaj Ramakant here. So one question. So just tell me one thing, like let's say in my legacy architecture, WAN architecture, my all MPLS and internet links are directly terminated on my router. So where do we position these vEdge devices? Is it a front-end device, or is it because as per this solution, the connectivity should be terminated on the vEdge devices, right?
Yes. So the similarly, I just complete your questions.
Yeah. So my point is, like, when I'm running my legacy architecture very well in the current scenario, and if I wanted to introduce the SD-WAN along with that as a alternate backup, so let's say I have a MPLS link connected to my router. My device is CE devices. I have a P devices as well. So where do I positioning this vEdge devices? I have to change that entire connectivity and shift to this vEdge devices, or this is just an interim device where you don't require that link to be terminated, or I have to introduce one.
Okay, I got your question. So you are talking, you having a legacy routers, that is the normal MPLS router, might be this one, okay? And this having the MPLS connection, yes. Okay? And now the requirement is to use the SD-WAN fabric, right? This is a requirement, yeah. So here, there's two things. You can, if this router is a ASR or an ISR, you just have to take the license from Cisco and you just upgrade the SD-WAN image for this router. This can start functioning of the SD-WAN fabric. Okay, they can do all the features what the vEdge can do that. Okay, but that router should be the ASR or ISR, not below that. Okay, that's the two model. I'll show you which all model are available. So that is one solution. But if you want to not use this router, you just want to use that Viptela router, vEdge routers. So you have to replace this router, and then you have to just connect the links from this router to this router. Okay, and then you just have to bring up and running this router. So that all feature you will get from this router. So this is another alternative solution. So just you have to do the hard cut over, and you just have to replace this router to the SD-WAN routers. Make sense?
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is how this migration is going to happen.
Yeah, one more question from my side.
Yeah.
So now better understand. So now vEdge router is capable for each and every services will do according to, yeah, it is a limited memory like that.
No, Manoj. So this vEdge routers can do more than what this router was doing. Not anything is going to be less. Okay.
Now, if I compare ISR and ASR routers, suppose just you told, no, if you have a ASR, ISR router, you just upgrade the image and just like as a behavior change from a vEdge router, right? So in that scenario, so I'm discussing, suppose that we have multiple services are running in ASR series, right?
So just an example might be you're running the multicast, okay?
Yep.
You're running the OSPF. What else? BGP. What else you are trying to DMVPN? Okay. IPsec. What else? QS. What else? GRE. Anything else you want to run apart from this? IS. Any name you just want to check? I'm just starting so everyone can understand your question, because I can understand what you're trying to ask. Okay, but might be other people are not understanding. So anything else you want to run apart from this on this ASR or ISR? So see, I'm trying to say, if you're running this multicast, OSPF, BGP, Dmvpn, IPsec, QS, GRE, IS, static route, okay? All these can be run on this vEdge router, okay? These all can be going to be supported. There's no problem.
All right.
Okay, so there's no any limitations, but these are the legacy feature. In addition of that, this vEdge having a lot of features that probably we not find in the ASR and ISR without upgrading this SD-WAN images. Okay, because if you don't going to get a license for the ASR or ISR router for the SD-WAN, they don't have understanding about the DPID packet inspection. They don't know how to do the application aware routing. They don't know how to introduce the security features on this particular SD-WAN fabric. These all feature is not, they are not capable to do the cloud app readiness, and they also not having the security features. So these are not going to have happen in normal ASR and ISR router, but that our SD-WAN routers can do that. Okay, Manoj?
So Pankaj, one more. Can you just go back to the diagram?
Okay.
Okay, so when you're saying that vEdge router does support for all the functionality of your router, okay, then as per this diagram, why do we keep this router in the LAN segment? Because we can directly put that vEdge router on the core switch, and we can get routed traffic directly via switch to route.
Which box is this box you're talking?
Site 4, take any site reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
This route you're talking about, this why you put this route, right?
Because see, vEdge router is as good as your router only, right?
So you say this router, I just put that. You can just replace with the switch, L3 switch also. Okay.
Switch, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we just have to configure to integrate. How can we run the BGP? How can we run the OSPF in the LAN perspective? That is all demonstration purpose. We can replace with the. We can just.
Okay, demonstration purpose. Okay.
Yeah. I can go and change this as a switch also. There is no problem. If you're having anyone having any misunderstandings, so I can change this behavior.
Actually, I got confused because I thought this is a standard deployment process.
No. This is just for the LAN.
Okay.
You can see now it has been changed. Okay. This is become a LAN. So we can do. Okay. So I just instead of the switch router, I can put the run. This is my LAN segment. So this is just for demonstration how the LAN is going to be connected. Okay. There is no problem. We can.
Okay. Very much clear.
All right. So yeah.
Pankaj, I have a question over here. So, so what is the business case here? Like, if I have a legacy router in my multiple sites, and they do not have the functionality of the vEdge, so I have to, get new routers for every site.
Yes, if there's two solution. If you're having a Cisco routers already in place, Cisco router, and that Cisco is ASR or ISR, you just have to go and take the contract with the Cisco to take the license. Okay, that you can take and upgrade that router as the SD-WAN router, and that will become the cEdge. Okay, instead of the vEdge, that is become the cEdge router, Cisco Edge routers. That is one solution. Another solution, you just have to go either buy if you don't have the ASR ISR router, so you can just have to go and buy the ASR ISR router, and you have to take the license also. That you will make as a cEdge router, or you can just go and purchase the vEdge router. That is a physical box. So that is going to solve your purpose to make the SD-WAN fabric up and working. Okay, makes sense. So this was my challenges. All challenges we have, like about the fragmented security, application awareness, and bandwidth issues. Always you're having the bandwidth issues. Let's say suppose I have two routers sitting on my one site. So in 80-90% scenario, probably what is going to happen, let's say suppose you have two internet link or MPLS link, and these are connected with the LAN. So what is going to happen, all the traffic is keep going with the one link, and once it is going to down, then it is going to the failover. So we don't utilizing wisely the bandwidth of the both of the router at the same time. So we're just using the active passive scenario in our design. In most of the cases, some cases you'll find the active deployment might be you are doing some kind of the fixed level tweaking in terms of the switching the traffic from one router to another router. So that is also going to happen. But majority of case you'll find the active passive deployment where one link bandwidth always going to waste and it is not going to wisely utilize. But if this is going to replace with the vEdge routers, so our cEdge routers based on the SD-WAN, so both of the links is wisely going to utilize at the same time, and no need to do any kind of the manual intervention in terms of the failover, in terms of the shifting the traffic from one application to another application, one link to another link based on the application. That is also possible. That is going to automatically happen. So bandwidth utilization is going to be wisely utilized, and it is also going to save your cost. So this is like in terms of the bandwidth. Disjoint solutions we having. So we are not having very uniform solution in terms of the end-to-end, like in the legacy environment. They are just fragmented and not having like likewise the SD-WAN, we are running this OMP and we having the security integrated. That is not possible in the legacy. We just have to combine multiple solution to build our network as a operational, okay, to meet our network requirement or security requirement. But in the SD-WAN, we can leverage all the features at one go from the SD-WAN solution. So this all is regarding this challenges we have in the SD-WAN in legacy, and that can be solved in our modern network. And what else we have? So let's say suppose how the concept came and how the idea was driven to just build this SD-WAN fabric from closed box to open box. So these are two terms might be many of us are hearing first time what that means, closed box to open box. So let me just explain this. Meanwhile, let me just see in chat people. Ankit is asking. I can see some people are. It's when I called cEdge or vEdge. So Nitish is asking when it's called cEdge or vEdge. So Nitish, when you are going to upgrade ISR or ASR router with the SD-WAN image, by taking the license, that will become the cEdge. Okay. So that is a Cisco Edge. So you are taking the Cisco ISR or ASR router, you're just upgrading the iOS of the SD-WAN by taking the license from Cisco, that will become a cEdge. And vEdge is a normal Viptela boxes. You have to just purchase from the Cisco and it is going to be delivered on your site. That is going to be your vEdge. Okay. And Aniket is asking, let me see. Let me reply this to answer. Due to some emergency work, I need to drop. Okay, no problem, Aniket. Thank you. So now moving to the our.
Sir, vEdge router Cisco देगा तब होगा ना?
Yes, Gajanan, vEdge is just a router that you can purchase from Cisco, and that is basically Viptela router. Viptela is acquired by the Cisco right now. So again, they are just not remove their name. They're just using their name as a vEdge, but the production of those routers and manufacturing of this router is happening from the Cisco right now. But still, like say, this is a router from Cisco. So if you just, let's suppose this is the ISR router and you just uploaded the SD-WAN image. So this will become the, cEdge. Okay. This will become the cEdge. But if you don't want to use this router, ISR, ASR, you just want to purchase the fresh router from the Cisco, then you just prepare your requirement and you just say, hey, I need a vEdge router. So vEdge routers, we're having a lot of models. I'll just show you after this demonstration of this concept, how does different model we have of the cEdge, okay, or vEdge, okay.
Sir, Viptela is only brand, nothing else.
Yes, Viptela is only brand and they just produce the box like with Cisco boxes, okay.
Make sense? Do we have limitation for this cEdge?
Yes, we having a limitation for cEdge. We just having a ISR and ASR router. They can become a cEdge. No other model of the routers. This is the limitations.
Sir,
like we have.
No, sir. You are saying like vEdge routers have various different models and different features. So I am saying that like cEdge router will have the same features or vEdge is better.
Can you just park your question for some time? I'll just explain this part also. Okay. I got your question, what you're actually asking. Okay, definitely there are some kind of the different model we have, and every model having a different kind of the features. According to your need, you have to just purchase. Okay, so I'll explain that part also in terms of the hardware. So let me just complete this open to close to open box architecture, how the SD-WAN was driven and how the concept was derived. So let's say suppose this is my routers. That is my known as the router is the Cisco router, that is 7604, and this router having one of the control plane, one of the IO module, that is the input output module, one of the switch fabric module. Okay, so these three modules are just inbuilt in the box, and every module are doing some kind of the functions. So what is the input output module? So in input output module, you can see that we having the cables like Ethernet ports, different ports we having here, and what we are connecting on this ports might be we connecting the switch from this port, and might be I'm connecting another switch on this port. So this could be the like scenario. You can connect another device also, like router connect also, or switch connect also. You can just connect the laptop also if you're having to just do some kind of the configuration from the RJ45. You can do that also. But majority of the case, you just find the switch is going to be connected on the LAN, or my router is going to be connected on the LAN via the link is going to be terminated on these ports. So after this port, you might be connected to the PC switch. From this PC, it is going to be connected to this PC. So this is how your network is going to build from this one router perspective. Very small, very demonstration, basic demonstration. So you can see that from one port I connected to one switch, one port another connected to one switch, and just connected two PCs. So if these two PC want to communicate to each other, how the communication is going to happen? So let's say suppose this PC having an IP address 192.168.10.10/24, and this want to communicate 172.16.10.10/24. This is my small topology requirement. So how the thing is going to happen? This PC is going to reach to gateway, might be gateway is configured somewhere on this interface IP address of this particular router, and that is going to punt that particular request. I want to communicate to this destination. So if you just go and PC's command prompt and just try to ping from this PC to this PC, so your packet is going to build here. So this packet having a two section, that is the one is the your destination IP, and another is having to be source IP. So your source IP is going to be happen. This is the 192.168.10.10. Your destination is going to happen 172.16.10.10. So basically, this is your packet going to build from this PC, and this packet is going to punt to the particular interface that might be the input interface. You can say that, or ingress interface. So this IO module is going to accept this packet, and after accepting this packet, how the process is going to happen to reach that particular destination. So this IO module basically don't have this information how to reach that particular destination. So they have to go to consult the control plane. Hey, I want to go particular this destination. How can I go that? Can you please help me? So this particular control plane, that is nothing that the central processing unit CPU is going to help, where we having a routing table installed. So this routing table having the RIB, routing information base, and we having the FIB, forwarding information base. So routing information base is a complete routing tables where all the possible route are going to be installed. But FIB is forwarding information base is just a best route is going to be installed in the routing table to just switch the packet immediately based on the leveraging the feature that is the CEF, Cisco Express Forwarding. So that CEF is built on basis of the FIB, and FIB is built on from the RIB, and RIB is all possible routing tables. FIB is going to be extracted best routing tables from the RIB. So once the packet is going to be like this IO module is going to be consulted to the particular control plane or that control plane module that is going to give that how to reach that destination if they having a routing table installed in their routing table. If there is no routing table, that package is simply going to be dropped. So if this routing table is available in this control plane, so it is going to tell, okay, you want to talk to this network. So probably you have to process this packet via this particular interface to go out. So egress. So either it is going to be ingress or it is going to be the egress. So this is packet is going to be out from this network based on the control information this IO module get from the control plane. So these two information are integrated and they are communicating to each other. So how they are communicating? So these things are going to be communicate via the switch fabric. So switch fabric is just backplane of this box, and they are just integrating this two module in terms of the ASIC chipset, whatever the configure. So you just inserted these boxes in backward, and they are just going to touch in backside. These boxes is also going to be touched in backside. You can see that. And these, once they're touched in backside, they're having ASIC and chipsets. They are just build one of the connections. So whatever the signals we are getting from the IO module, that signal is going to pass to the control plane, and whatever the signal control plane is going to give, that is going to pass to the IO module. This is how the system, closed system is working till now. The legacy router is working. So any routing is going to happen. They just punt to the interface. Once the packet is punted to that interface, they are just going to consultant that the control plane module, that is a CPU, and that CPU is going to process that packet and then again send back how to get out to the destination. So this is how my close box. Okay. Now the same concept was get opened in the SD-WAN. So when it was open, so the logic remains same. Again, we're having a three concept, concept: IO module, control plane, and switch fabric. But earlier it was in the closed box. Now it is open. So all are segregated in somewhere different places. And once we do that, it is become the SD-WAN. So let me show you this one. So you can see that in this box, again, we having this control plane, we having the IO module, and we having a switch fabric. So earlier boxes also we having all three. You guys just notice that, but again, we having a three concept, but now it was the closed box and now it is the open box. You can see that this box is open. So here, what is happening now? So my control plane is sitting in somewhere else, might be somewhere in the, let's say in the Singapore, and this switch fabric, just forget for right now. And this might be the IO module is sitting in India. This might be the UK. This might be the US or somewhere other country also. This might be the IO module. It could be the different locations. Okay, not one locations. My control plane also could be the Singapore or some other locations if we're having a redundancy kind of the stuff. But just things, they are geographically, distributed in the different location, but still they are doing the same thing what the closed box was doing earlier. So this is like the role is going to be similar, but once it is become a software driven network, it is going to be driven by the software and it having the additional capability. So they are just open architecture instead of the closed architecture, and that's why our distribution of the control plane, data plane, and the switch fabric has been done. So now let's understand how the control plane is going to be happen. So in this control plane, if you see that, we having that controllers going to be deployed. So in this control plane, we are going to deploy the controllers. In this controller, we having a three main component that is known as the vManage. Another we having the vBond, and next one we having the vSmart. So you just guys have to memorize these three boxes from now onward, because we have to just always do each and everything from these three boxes based on the controller. So these three boxes are going to deploy in the control plane. Earlier, these three boxes was not there on this box, and we having a single thing that is known as the CPU. So CPU was doing the all function in legacy box, but here CPU is not doing the same thing. Three boxes are doing the same thing. So CPU was replaced from the control plane of the closed box to open box via the vManage, vBond, and vSmart. So this is like how the control plane will build. Term has been changed from CPU to vManage, vBond, and vSmart. So this is like my architecture is going to be happen. Still, again in control plane, we having a different sub architecture for the different boxes. I'll discuss more, but for now, just make your understanding. In control plane, CPU was replaced with the three boxes, that is the vManage, vBond, and vSmart. So this is how the control plane was built. Now talking to the IO module. So in my old requirement, we having a routers and we having a different ports. That was my IO modules. So packet was coming in and out, and that we called the IO modules. Similarly, in this location, this IO module which replaced with the router, that is known as the vEdge. So again, there is no ports right now. This time we are talking about the routers. Okay. So earlier we were talking about the ports for the IO module, but this time we are talking about the routers. That is a vEdge or cEdge. Again, it's having the ports different. They are just doing the same function, but here we are just using the box. Because why? In routers, these ports were dummy. These IO module were dummy. Okay. They don't have brain, but router having a brain. Okay. So here what is happening? The port are already dummy. They don't have brain, but here router is also dummy. They don't have brain. Okay. Because we not going to tell use your brain. Brain, we in this router, brain was CPU. Okay. But in this case, the brain is vManage, vBond, and vSmart sitting in somewhere else. Okay. So we are saying router is dummy, port is already dummy because IO module are already dummy. They don't have any kind of intelligence. You just take the packet and say router, hey, in legacy environment, say, hey, how I should treat this packet. So this particular IO module going to consolidate to brain. That is a closed system. So in closed system, they are going to talk to brain, and then brain is give the instruction. You want to go out to destination, go via this interface. So this was happening in this closed system. Now in open system, what is happening? So same case, if let's say any packet in for any of the interface and they want to process any of destination, so how it is going to happen? Once the packet reaches to this route, this is again router, but this router is dummy router. So once the packet is going to reach punt to this interface, it is going to talk to router, hey, how should I process this packet? This router is not going to utilize their brain because they don't have brain. They're just going to talk to the brain. That is the vManage, vBond, and vSmart. Hey, how shall I process this packet? Then they are going to take, you can go out via this interface. So they have to consult their brain. I hope this is clear to everyone, how the open system and closed system architecture in terms of the brain architecture. Now, the third thing, which is going to integrate to the brain, or they are going to connect to brain and the dummy devices to each other. That is the switch fabric. So earlier also having the switch fabric, that way the ASICs are going to be connected in backend, and they are just going to connect the IO module and the control plane unit from the section. But here that switch fabric is a transport, that is MPLS, broadband, and 4G internet. So why it is become a switch fabric? Because earlier the transport was not reliable. Like our internet circuits were too much lossy. They are not much reliable. But nowadays our internet is loss free. They are so much reliable. So they can quickly switch the packet. So earlier it was not too fast, but now it's become too fast, and they can process what exactly can process by the routers. So once any instruction come from the router, they can go to reach the immediately to controller and get the instruction and process the packet. So that my switch fabric is replaced from the closed box in open box. Earlier it was ASIC and chipset that was connecting to the box, but here it is going to be transport, that is MPLS, internet, and 4G LTE circuits. So that is how these three things are going to be integrated in the open system to each other. So this is how we become the SD-WAN fabric. So hope it is clear.
Yeah, Pankaj, so in the previous, when we are talking about the router architecture or any core switch architecture, okay. So IO module and control plane or supervisor engine can talk to each other via the switch fabric. That is it is a cascaded thing inside the box, right?
Yes.
So these are the line cards are connected on the switch fabric so that we get the backplane capacity or throughput. And basically the communication between control plane and IO module is via the switch fabric. So here in the SD-WAN, IO module is get replaced with the vEdge router. Control plane is replaced with your vManage and all this stuff. And switch fabric is nothing but your backplane. But in SD-WAN perspective, it is a
transport.
That was a physical transport.
Yes,
right?
That is ISP link. ISP link. Just think about ISP link. You're absolutely right, Ramakan.
Okay.
So I can see people are asking 5-minute break. So let's have 10-minute break, not 5 minutes, and just go and have some break, and we'll connect again by 12:05. Okay, fine, everyone. Okay, just have a break for 8-9 minutes. Okay, again connect 12:05. Okay. Hi guys, I'm back. So let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes more. People will come, then we'll start. Anything anyone want to ask? Any question? Meanwhile?
No.
Okay.
So Pankaj, can I ask you one designing related question?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, just for an understanding purpose. So normally, let's say I have a customer who's having their own MPLS backbone, means they are having their own PE routers across the country, and they also have a locally internet breakout. Okay, they have internet backup also. So now, if the such type of customers are looking for SD-WAN solution as well, along with those, okay. So normally, they are using the transport layer as MPLS, either MPLS or internet, right? So how we can make this as a tertiary path in that scenario, or a secondary path, or like a primary would be MPLS, SD-WAN would be secondary or tertiary, kind of.
Okay, so you want to just do two things. One thing, you just want to make your legacy environment up and running, right?
Yes.
And you also want to make on the same box SD-WAN also that should be up and running, okay? And you want SD-WAN path should be primary, and in case SD-WAN fail, your legacy routing should be keep working as a secondary, right?
So normally, what is the best practice? Legacy MPLS would be primary, right? Or SD-WAN is a primary.
So once
Depends,
you are
right?
once you just bring up your site on the SD-WAN fabric, the first things, there is no need to keep your legacy environment. That is the first thing, okay? There is no requirement because you can see that this. Let's suppose this is my router, okay? This router having two links. One is the internet, one is the MPLS, but they both having reachability to the controllers, okay? So they all know how to reach the controllers, okay? So that means, let's suppose for any application, this is my primary path and it goes down. So my switch traffic will switch to the secondary path, that is the internet one. That is my failover scenario. Another way, I can use both of the link at the same time. For the one for the MPLS, someone want to go data center. Let's suppose I have some application hosted in my hub location site, might be data center, okay? Some application are hosted in my data center locations, okay? So if I want, from this side perspective, all the traffic should go via MPLS to access these applications to data centers, okay? But all other internet-based applications should go via the internet circuits. That I can do that in terms of load balancing, okay? That is also possible.
Yes.
If I want to use direct internet from this router, I can use direct internet instead of sending this internet. So I can, if I want to go on that cloud applications, any of the Office 365, Dropbox, any other cloud services applications, I can directly go on the DIA circuits. That is also possible. Or I can go via my internet breakout gateway. Okay. So this can be done. But still you want to run your legacy system, that is routing for that any connectivity purpose for any of the location routers. You can do that, but I believe that is not going to help you much instead of just overrating the cost or the complexity of their network, because already having very simplified solution with SD-WAN. So I have not seen people are using this kind of the stuff in legacy. What we can do in initial phase, when you are going to deployment, you can use as a connectivity as a backup circuit. But after deployment, you might have to decommission it. But you can use it. There's no problem. You can use it.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start our
Sure. So can we also have a scenario where we have VS devices and where we have CS devices in the combination flavor?
Yes, we can. This is a very normal scenario. We can found this kind of scenario. This is a very normal scenario. You just find the vEdge and cEdge on the both side, or vEdge vS both side, or CS cEdge both side. This is a very normal. There's no any issue with that design. Okay.
Okay, fine.
We will use the cEdge router during training. During training session.
I was planned to use this router as a cEdge, but still we don't have image for cEdge. I'll check that if I'll integrate that that we can use the cEdge. But still, if you don't use that cEdge, there is no problem. All features we are going to understand in the vEdge itself. Few things only just going to be difference in the cEdge perspective. That is a licensing and certificate. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm asking because we are using the ASR3, so mostly image are upgraded in my region. So that's why I want to see what is changes if you migrate the normal ASR to SD-WAN iOS. So
okay, let me see if I'll get that image. That I'll ask them to just upload that license one image. If I'll that, I'll try to replace this router with the cEdge. Okay, rest all of the vEdge.
Can you give me SD-WAN iOS details? So I will try to download from our ID from portal. Okay, I will share with you.
Yeah, definitely. I believe institute also having that information. I'll give you that iOS detail. I'll give that. Probably I have already downloaded that also. iOS. Let's see, in my lab also having that iOS I have. That is. I have downloaded somewhere. I don't know where I have downloaded. Somewhere I have downloaded.
File extension.bin, right?
I forgot the name, but I have downloaded that. This is not. I'll check. I'll give to you. Okay. No problem.
Perfect.
Okay.
All that.
That I have. I tested this one in my lab. In my laptop, it was working. So I have that also. Okay. Okay. Moving to the next. Where I was. So we understand about the open and closed box architecture, and this is how that SD-WAN technology was driven. Okay. So this is how the complete history about SD-WAN till now we understand. Now moving to the actual, the things, the operation of the boxes, how they are going to happen, and the different what we having that model of the routers in terms of the vEdge, and they are just going to support the SD-WAN fabric that we also going to touch. So let me just complete first the introduction about these terms, that what is a vEdge, what is the cEdge, or what is the vManage, what is the vBond, and what is the vSmart. That first thing you have to understand. Then we'll go and understand the another things about the hardware architectures. So you can see that if I read this slide, so common business and IT trends evolving the WAN situations. So what they are talking here, so applications are moving to the clouds, private or public. This is a nowadays trend. Okay, internet is moving to the remote site. Okay, that is another trend. And some other trend we having the business mobile devices, BOID and guest access expected to strain the both corporate LAN and Wi-Fi and WAN. This is also trend we having right now in the market, and this is the requirement for the modern latest network that we call the digital transformation, and high bandwidth utilizations due to the high bandwidth apps we having right now in the markets, and they are keep using. So these are the requirement and the IT trends evolving, and they are just by mitigate that all issues from the WAN technology. We have to think how this can be mitigate or minimize all the requirement, or utilize all the features what we have right now in terms of the cloud applications. We are just talking about that any of the cloud-based applications what we have, we having multiple cloud applications with the different cloud providers. So how we can connect that our WAN to that cloud applications, what solution we need, how the SD-WAN is going to leverage that to WAN transport to connect that applications, how the failures is going to happen, how the DPI is going to inspect in terms of the real-time tracking of the applications behaviors. So that all we are have to understand, and that is going to be that all going to be solved by the helping with the SD-WAN solutions. So you can see that app content, dynamic, web, and rich kind of the app content could be happen. App delivery, that could be the cloud, SaaS, and virtualized. It could be the anywhere. app consumption, that could the mobile diverse devices. We having a lot of devices in the market, or they are using that the apps by using that WAN of the circuits. So that all could be that going to be, mitigate with the help of the SD-WAN solutions. So these were the, like, you can see that SD-WAN Enterprise, great capability, reducing the cost and complexity to the agile IT, so that it is going to be make simplified the solution. How this can be, make more simplified in terms of the WAN perspective and reduce the cost and reduce the complexity. So what they are going to do, separation of the management, control, and data planes, what we just discussed in the OpenWorks architectures. So that we are going to do in the SD-WAN solutions. Reduce the management, redundant management. So cloud or on-premises, like we can deploy the management of the entire networks. So my vManage can be deployed in the cloud, that can be on-premises based on the any hypervisor or servers, what we have in the ASXIE environment, that we can also deploy. It's up to us. Zero touch provisioning, that is a very, very fancy things in the SD-WAN. We'll discuss more about what zero touch provisioning. So that also giving that one of kind of the, good flavor in terms of the deployment of the any edge devices without touching. You just sit the boxes on the site and they just plug out the WAN cable and do the power on, and this box is going to be connected to the WAN fabric. This is the beauty of the SD-WAN. Earlier it was not applicable. Okay, so this feature is like just magic. You just plug the cables, just power on the box, and this box is operational for the WAN perspective. Earlier, what we have to do, we have to go on, send the box on the site. One AFUs go on the site, they will just take the remote access you are going to take and do the configuration line by line, or you have to send the backup configuration. They will configure that, they will connect the LAN and then power on. Then box is going to be live. But nowadays, this is not going to be required. Just plug and play. So within a minute, you can just configure any of the box and not require a full day of the effort. Okay, so this is the beauty of the zero touch. So full segmentation for any kind of the segment, that complete architecture, how they are segmented in terms of the LAN, WAN protocols, how the application is going to be how they are going to deploy it. So all segmentation are here in the SD-WAN fabric. That is not applicable in the earlier. So choice of the topology. So it's intent-based networking. So earlier it was not intent-based networking was there, but when you talk about the SD-WAN, we having a feature that we call that intent-based networking. What I want. So if I want to change the topology based on my wish, I can do that. There is a lot of flexibility we have in this SD-WAN fabric. We can just plug and play, like in zero touch provisioning. We can change the topology as per my need, as per my business requirement. That is also possible. It's not like very static or like one-time topology hub and spoke or a full mass or like traffic state. Some traffic should go only one direction, another can come in another direction. It's not like that. I can just play as per my intent. So this is like beauty of this SD-WAN. In addition of that, we have the complete visibility of that, what going inside of my network by using the single pane of glass that is known as the vManage. So by helping of this vManage, I know that how my network is behaving, how the traffic is processing, how my link utilization is going to happen, how my application are behaving, how which path having the better quality of which application. Do I need to switch the application, or do I need to adjust my threshold to get more better, or any link is getting highly utilized, so shall I reduce some application from those link and shift to another link? That was not possible in the legacy deployment, and that is possible in right now in a SD-WAN deployment. So this is like how great feature we have in the SD-WAN fabric. You guys can see that. So what else, and what comprehensive and the flexible to fit your business requirements. So you can see that the physical and secure router we have, that can be your physical router, or like that can be virtual router, but they both can be very secure because they're having the security features also. You can just use that, leverage that feature and secure your entire network, either in the virtual and the physical. So right now in our lab, all the labs are built like these are routers are not physical, these are the virtual, but this could be the physical in your live scenario or in your production environment scenario. Okay, so there is not an issue. So this how it is going to be happen. Now it can be deployed on premises or cloud. It's up to you if you want to build and deploy this kind of the secure fabric routers or controller in cloud. You can use in the cloud also, on premises also. It's depend on your topology, your requirement, your connectivity. There is no any limitations. Okay, you can do that. You can do it. You can manage it by based on your on in-house IT team. So let's say suppose I'm one of the company. Let's suppose I am the ABC company, or let's say I'm the SCL company, and I have this have taken this SD-WAN solution. So I can use my own IT team or my own professionals to manage this SD-WAN fabric, or I can take the managed services from the some other companies to just manage. Or I can take this managed service from Cisco if I don't have capability. Okay, so this also can be meet based on your business requirement. CapEx with the annual subscriptions that are the more in the financials, and no need to worry about that. Enterprise based agreement. So these are the financial things you can take and you can opt based on your business need. Okay, so no need to worry about that. Now coming to the again architecture. Okay, so how this architecture is going to happen, we'll discuss about a lot of things like disjoint solutions, time of the capability, cloud consumptions, WAN flexibility applications, simplified operations. We all discussed a lot of in past. Now talk about zero trust, secure fabric. Also, like what is zero trust? We just discussed zero trust. That means everything is by default denied. Nothing is going to be permitted. That zero trust. You have to prove yourself. I am the one who having the valid identity to join this fabric. Unless or until you are going to you are not going to prove, I'm not going to allow you to join my SD-WAN fabric. That is a zero trust. So I'm not going to trust you unless or until you are just going to proving yourself I am the right person, a valid person to just join your fabric. So that's why my WAN fabric is very secure. Nobody can enter without proving their self I am the authorized person or not. Okay, so this is how this fabric is going to help you in terms of the zero trust. So first you have to prove, then you are going to join the fabric. We'll discuss more how this is going to be happen. Software defined, two separation of the control and data plane management. We just discussed cloud hosted and delivered. That could be like this deployment can be happen in the cloud hosted, or like any colo-location we can deploy any of the on-premises also we can deploy. They also having the application awareness, entire visibility of the application, SLA, what is going through my network, that all visibility can happen. Scale and flexibility. They also having security, having open for the automations. So they all architecture are the open for the automation. Let's say suppose you want to do the REST API integration with the third-party tools, or like netconf API integration with the third-party tools, that we can just do with this SD-WAN fabric based on the automation orchestration tools, and to leverage that different feature of the SD-WAN to just automate your network. That is also possible. Okay.
Sorry, one question from my side.
Manoj, yeah, tell me.
First, now discuss about clouds, so cloud hostess. So it means ki now we can install and operates vManage, vEdge, and suppose installed at one side Amazon cloud and one side as Azure clouds, right? Like that.
Yes, that means like cloud hosted. That means we can host the services, not only the routers, controllers. Controller definitely can be the cloud or on premises. I'll just going to talk more, but your edge can be also hosted in the cloud. So
okay.
There is no like any kind of the limitations. You can only host that in the on premises. So it's totally depend how your architecture, what you want to achieve by hosting that your devices on the cloud. If you're having the connectivity, if you're having that data center in the cloud, you are taking the services from cloud, you want to just build that connection from the cloud to your on premises network, then in this scenario you can host your network in the cloud also. Okay.
Okay, but just only to take the license from Cisco and just install the cloud based and start the services, right?
Yes. Likewise, what we have done in the lab, similarly, these all are deployed in the cloud. Okay, just think about the cloud because the virtual. Similarly, you have to just take the image and license and just start doing the whatever you want. So apart from this, I'll discuss more about this. So you can see that the private cloud co-locations and the public cloud that can be just, connect our branch with this, SD-WAN routers via the MPLS 3G, 4G internet or like normal internet, leverage local internet path to public cloud internet connectivity access. We'll understand how this connectivity is going to happen in the future. And the most important thing, like you can see that in this topology, we having the DPI. So we having a deep packet inspection policy. We understand how this is going to be drive the policy, how it is going to be create the policy, how the SLA is going to be defined, and based on the SLA, how the app aware routing is going to be behavior to be tracked. And they can give you that visibility about the application, see that application visibility. So these three things are deep packet inspection policy and the SLA. They basically in term of the application centric network, okay, they are just give the visibility end to end about the network, and based on that visibility you can track your application behavior, and sometime might be you have to take some action based on the statistics what we receive from these three components. Another things we have to understand, secure segmentation. So what that means? So that means like every site end to end, they are very secure. Let's say suppose I have one small office, they are having connected to the corporate office or some branch offices. The connectivity or data communication happening between these two sites in terms of any of the transport, they are very secure. They are very secure. How they are going to be secure? Via the IPsec tunnel. So you can see that vEdge routers build the IPsec tunnel to another vEdge routers. So let's say suppose I'm trying to communicate. Let's say this is my one of the branch office where one user is sitting. This is my PC and want to talk to another small office PC. So how the communication is going to happen? So this communication is going to happen over this might be the IPsec tunnel, and these are going to be very secure because they are the encrypted end-to-end traffic is going to be encrypted. There's nothing is going to be like unencrypted traffic. So man in middle sitting in internet cloud, they cannot see what is happening and what is exchanging between these two locations PCs. So this is how our segmentation end-to-end is going to be happen. Another scenario, let's say suppose I have to go any cloud data center, so I can go to my small office to the any of the hub locations or corporate office, and from there I can go to the cloud access to access the cloud applications. Okay, similarly I can go the any internet gateway if I want. So might be, let's suppose this is my internet gateway, so all branches can go the internet gateway, and from there can go to the access the applications. So whatever the communication is going to happen from the small office to the gateway, that is going to be again secure via the IPsec tunnel. We'll understand same scenario in our lab also, how this security is going to happen, how this tunnel is going to be built. We'll see that. So in our SD-WAN solution, this IPsec configuration we no need to do anywhere. Okay, this IPsec configuration is going to automatically formed by the SD-WAN fabric. So no need to do any IPsec configuration in our SD-WAN fabric. Earlier, like let's suppose in the legacy environment, you have to do site-to-site VPN in terms of the IPsec tunnel. So you have to do IPsec configuration on the router 1 and router 2. Then the IPsec is going to build. But in SD-WAN fabric, nothing we have to do. This IPsec is going to be automatically formed. You just have to know how to verify IPsec tunnel is up or not. So it is going to be very interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So Pankaj, one more question. So as you say, we are going to form the IPv6 tunnel. So is it can I have the site-to-site communication over the broadband? Yes. Or is it a dedicated internet connection having a public IP is mandatory?
See, any transport, there is no like limitation to the transport. It could be any transport, but still you have the public IP address. If you're taking the broadband, you can take the static IP address from broadband. If you're not taking the static IP, that could be dynamic. So at least like there is another option, that triple PO kind of circuit we also having, right? Triple POA circuit.
Triple PPO, yeah.
Yeah, PPOA circuit we having also. So they also we having the gate that like username and password, and they just get one IP address. So we can do that also. That is also possible. but it is always good you have to static IP address in terms of your robust WAN infrastructure in terms of troubleshooting and all. So these are the option we can leverage that, but the best things you have to use that the static IP address either from the 4G LTE whatever you have that can be support. There is no problem.
Okay, means but in the broadband you can also go with the PPPoE option, right? Without dynamic with the dynamic IP address.
Yes, dynamic
That-
IP address. We can go that.
Okay.
We can go that. There is no any limitation. You can see that if I again go on the slides, no limitation about the transport. We can use
Okay.
any of the transport. You just have to know how to do this configuration. Okay. So you can see that we can 4G LTE. So these are the like broadband. Even I can just use my data card to connect my devices over this 4G LTE. So these devices having the cards, they can connect the 4G LTE devices also. So you just
Yeah,
have
that is
to
a good option actually.
Yes. So earlier it was not, but they can just let's suppose you having the wireless mobile tower somewhere in your area, like Vodafone, Airtel, or some other brand also, and you want to connect the 4G connection you want to take, you can just take it. No need to take any physical connection, and from there you can just leverage the SD-WAN features. So that is a transport independent. This is the beauty of this SD-WAN.
Yeah, I think same feature in Meraki device. To just connect the dongle 4G dongle connector, and now it's just live, right?
Manoj, which device?
Meraki, Cisco Meraki.
Cisco Meraki, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they having also the same features. Okay, so cloud ready WAN. So what that means, better for the user experience. So that means we can connect that all SD-WAN branch or like campus network to go cloud via the secure WAN fabric. Either can be direct DIA, likewise in my topology we have. If I want to go DIA to the any cloud application, Microsoft Azure, I can go from this branch, or I can go via this way to the internet. It's up to me, or I can go via my hub site, and then I can go to the firewall again. I can go this way. So it's up to me how I want to send the traffic. So one path could be this way. I can go this way and this way to go to internet again. See that. So in here, my firewall policy is going to be in place. So what is going to happen from user traffic? It is going to land to this particular router, and from there it want to go DIA or internet. It can go directly to DIA. There is option. It's very flexible. I can go directly via this way also if I want. It can be I want to just go and apply the security policy before go to internet. I can go via this way, via the hub location, and then I can go to the DIA. So it's up to us how we want to build our network. What is my business requirement? So this is how we can just secure our fabric, and we can just give the different breakout, and then probably from different breakout we can go to the different WAN services. So moving next, the most important thing we have to understand, that is traditional WAN, that we know that we just discussed. We having a management plane, control plane, data plane inside of the routers. That is my traditional WAN. All router having this closed box function. And but we talk about that SD-WAN, that it's become the open. See that this was the traditional WAN, and this was the like my Viptela secure extendable network overview. Here my control plane has been break, and data plane has been break, and that my switch fabric also has been break. So all things has been break here, and that's why you can see that if I talk about the management plane, we having something called the vManage, and you can see this sign for the vManage. So this is a vManage, and this is my controllers, that is a vSmart, and this sign for the vBond. So if you find somewhere this kind of sign, you just understand about the vManage. When you found this kind of a sign, just you understand about the vSmart, and this is the for the vBond. So this is how the controllers are going to place. And now these are the data planes, that is the IO modules. They are the branch, data center, campus, any routers that could the vEdge or cEdge. They are going to deploy at this location. And now in between, we having a connections that over the internet that known as a switch fabric. So that is the my switch fabric that is replaced with the internet. So this is my the SD-WAN fabric. Now we will go in deeper side more about this all box functions step by step. So let's understand. I mentioned that control plane further segregated in the different planes. Okay, so in control planes we having a 3 boxes. I just mentioned that, but still in this control plane we can see that we having orchestration plane, we having a management plane, and we having a control plane. So what that mean? So this has to be understand, and this should be the very clear concept to everyone. No need to be confused, because if you will confused, might be someone ask and you're not able to logically explain, so not going to give good impression. That might be get you not aware about the very good in the SD-WAN fabric. So my intent is you guys should know what that meaning of this all three planes. So I was keep talking about the control planes that having the three box, but still in this control plane, we have again segregated these planes with the three planes, that is orchestration plane and management plane and the control plane. So let's understand one by one what that means. So if I talk about that orchestration plane, so orchestration plane, that plane basically where vBond resides. Okay, so we place vBond at orchestration plane. So this is the first things we have to understand. If I talk about the management plane, then in this plane we just place the vManage. So that is known as a management plane. That could be single tenant and multi-tenant. I'll discuss what that means, single tenant and multi-tenant later. Okay. Now that my last one, that is a control plane, we known as that the vSmart. So let me just explain one by one. What is the vManage, what is the vSmart, and what is the vBond? So let's explain first the vManage. So when I talk about the management plane, so that is the one of the powerful tool that known as the vManage. So that is the management plane device where I can build any kind of the configuration in terms of the templates. So whatever the configuration we build on the vManage, that is known as a template, configuration template. We can build any kind of the policy. That could be the security policy, any routing policy, any topology policy. So, but just think about policy is equal to any conditional based route map. So conditional route map is equal to policy. Like I want to do this, so I want to match this, I want to deny this, I want to permit this, I want to prepend the AS path, I want to increase the OSPF cost. So anything conditional routing, just think about the policy. So this policy could be that your routing based policy, your topology based policy, your application based policy. So it could be anything that is going to be happen. So first is a template, second is the policy. The third thing, entire management in terms of that of the fabric, you can just visualize what is happening on my network. So anything, processing all traffic, link utilization, how the alerts is going to be happen, any alarm do I have, anyone log into my device, anyone made any configuration, that all can I see from the management plane device, that is from the vManage. This is also possible. So all management related stuff, if I want to do any iOS upgradation, that I can do from there. Policy I already discussed. I want to take any backup that already available of the any box backup in terms of running configuration, OS configuration. So that all available in the management plane. So if I go a little bit down, so you can see that here you can see some good definitions. So management plane, we just call the Cisco vManage, and this Cisco vManage, what we have this management plane, single pane of glass for day 0, day 1 and day 2, day 3, whatever we having that operation. So day 0 means, that means when you started your SD-WAN operations, from single day, you have to just build this management plan very first. Without building this management plan, probably you cannot just start with this SD-WAN fabric. That's why 0 day. So all operations starting from the day 1, 0 day, that from the management plane, that is the Cisco vManage. Multi-tenant and single tenant web scale. So what that means, a multi-tenant and single tenant. So let's say suppose there is like a requirement we having that the tenant, we want to just singly tenant or multi-tenant of this deployment of my vManage. So what that means, so if I just go in the single tenant, that means my all resource of the vManage could be shared with the one customer, that could not be shared with any other customers. Okay, but if I deploy in the multi-tenant environment, that means my resources of this particular vManage can be shared with the multiple customers. That is a multi-tenant. So that means I'm just logically segregating or doing the partition of this vManage. So my customer A can use this vManage, customer B can also use, customer C can also use, if this is the multi-tenants. But if I go for the single tenant, that means one customer can use this vManage. So let me just demonstrate this more about that, how it look like in terms of the tenants. So you can see that, let's say suppose this is a dedicated tenant environment where we having the customer A and customer B, and they both having that the vManage separate. So we having the vManage separate. So customer A can use this vManage, customer B can use this vManage. No B can touch this vManage, no A can touch this vManage. This is my single tenant architecture where one customer dedicated using the one vManage resource. But when I talk about the multi-tenant, you can see that in this diagram, just this is a VPN tenant, but you can just replace with the multi-tenants. So this we call the enterprise tenant. Just think about that. So what I was just screen. So we can see that customer A and customer B both are using that resources of the vManage. So this called for the multi-tenant environment. It could be applicable for the vSmart, vBond also. There is no problem, but vManage can be used for the multi-tenancy environment. So this is the like just utilizing the resources of the my vManage for the multiple customer, that is known as a multi-tenancy. But I don't want to share that resource to any other customer, that is a single tenancy. Yes, you can ask the question now.
Yeah. So if you talk about the multi-tenant, so can they have the same IP subnet, though it is not communicated internally within the control plane? So like a MPLS, so you can any multiple customer can use the same IP subnet, right? Is the same case with the controller also?
You can use that, but recommended like if you're building your own tenant network. So let's say suppose this is my let me just demonstrate here. So you can see that this is my one tenant. Okay, so all resources are connected on this. Okay, and that all resources are going to use by this, might be one customer LAN, might be one of the customer networking. This is my customer networking. They are utilizing these resources, okay, of this vManage. So I want to connect another customer from these devices. So I just have to use another interface also. Okay, you can see that. So I have to use that another interface. That means I cannot overlap the same IP address what I just configure here. You can see that we don't have provision to do the VRF stuff here. So might we just have to just configure like likewise in the plane with this different routing segmentations, or I have to check if there is a feasibility to in term of this segregating of like with the VRF. I don't think there's a we can do that, but I'll check that if there is a ability we have. Yeah, tell me.
Okay, I think it is segregating the devices into various virtual domain. Is this the same concept?
Yes, this is the same concept. This is the same concept. They are just dividing the concept on the different domains. So there could be another scenario, Ramakant. We can use the same interface to reaching this controller, okay, over this transport. We can see that over the same transport we can reach these controllers. But once we reaching this controller, might be half of the portion is going to be allocate, half of the resource is going to be allocated to the customer A, and half of the resource is going to be allocated to the customer B. So might be there would be a two system IP, for one allocated virtually for the one customer, another for the another customer. So the resource is going to be happen, but your reaching to a transport reachability is remains same. This could be also possible. So this is the way we have to like just use how we basically want to achieve this multi-tenancy. But yes, there is a provision we can do that. Multi-tenancy is the feature we available in this our SD-WAN fabric. In addition of that, what else we can understand in the vManage perspective? So vManage perspective, centralized provision, policy and template. What I explained right now, sitting in one plane, I can just centralize, deploy this policy and template. Troubleshooting, monitoring, I can do that by sitting on this plane. We just can upgrade the iOS upgradations. We can do that. GUI with the rollback access. Suppose you just make a mistake while deploying there in the configuration, you want rollback, you can do that from this device. You want to do some kind of the REST API, netconf API program or for automation for the programmatic interface, then you can also do that. Highly resilience, you can just create the backup of the vManage somewhere another region or some other country, or might be some other data center. you can do that to make that resiliency in terms of the vManage. So these are the key features. What I just explained about the vManage, you guys should know that if someone asks, so you should clearly explain about the what is a multi-tenant, what is a single tenant, what is a centralized provisioning in terms of the policy and template, what is the troubleshooting monitoring, we can do that. Software upgradation, we can do that. We having the integration of the third-party tool for the RESTconf and NetConf. And also we having a resiliency of the vManage. So this is how we define the vManage. Hope you guys understand about the vManage in terms of the management plane. Anyone have any question about this vManage? This is a very important, guys. If you not understand, let me know. I'll try to make you a clear understanding on it. Okay, I'm just taking everyone understand. So moving the next plane, that is orchestration plane. So why it is important in terms of the orchestration plane? What is the requirement? So let me just explain my words, then I'll just correlate with the slide words. Okay. So let's say suppose you are just visiting any office, or like you are just going to join any office. Okay. So you got offer letter. You got an offer letter. You might got a very good salary, a structure, and very excited to join the company. Okay. So this is a day one when you reach your office. And once you reach the office, you have to stand on the reception. Okay. So you are about to enter the organization, but you are at reception. Why you are at the reception in the day one? Because you having a valid offer letters, but your credentials needs to be verified with the HR team. So HR people will come, and basically what they will do, they will check, do you have a valid identity card? That might be the certificate you are going to prove yourself. Do you have a valid serial numbers? That might be the certificate, what the letter they offer you. They having a valid serial number, that is authentic letters, offer letter we have. They are just going to match with this record. Is it correct or not? Or you are the same person. Based on that, your face recognition, they might be captured by the online interview. You have in the correct face. They're going to match the video and all. And then they fully once verified, once they are going to be verified fully, then they are going to just onboard you inside of the organization. If you are not able to prove yourself, you are the right person, you are not going to enter inside of the organization. So this is how things work in the layman when people join to the any organization. So HR will do the verification process. So same thing in SD-WAN fabric, the vBond is just acting as the HR. And it is just going to onboard each and everyone in SD-WAN fabric. So let's say suppose any device, let's say suppose vSmart, vManage, or any vBond itself, or any vEdge itself is just going to join my SD-WAN fabric. So before going to join, they have to consult with the vBond, and they have to prove them that we known as a zero trust, feature. Zero trust means we are not trusting anyone. So they have to prove them, I am the trustworthy person and I am the eligible to join your fabric. So unless or until they are going to prove themselves to vBond is not going to allow to join the fabric. So that is the first work is going to happen from the vBond perspective. That is the onboarding to anyone who want to join the SD-WAN fabric. This is the first things. Apart from the second major role they have to do, that is a NAT. So NAT transfers, anyone want to do the NAT. So NAT mapping is going to happen over the vBond. So NAT stuffs is going to handle by the vBond. Two major key things is going to happen by the vBond. That is known as the orchestration plane, and also we called as a onboarding to the boxes. So let me just see what they have written in definition also. So you can see.
Sorry for interruption.
Yeah.
It means that any new boxes in coming vEdge router, first we need to enroll and orchestration plane, right?
Yes. They have to prove they have to prove they have a valid license, they having a valid certificate, they having a valid organization name. They have to prove each and everything. Three things they at least they have to prove. Then they are going to join the fabric. The license is going to verify, the certificate is having to verify, the org name is going to verify it. Then only going to be enrolled to the fabric. Else they are not going to join. Okay. So same thing, let me just see what the definition is saying. So you guys can just correlate. So here you can see that orchestration, control and management plane. So that is why it's the control and management plane, because it's some onboarding the devices and they are just controlling. They are just also building the control informations in terms of the when initially they are just going to onboard devices, they build the secure control connections. I'll show you temporary control connections they built with the edge devices or any other devices, and they based on that control connections they are just going to extract the information to just verify the details. And management plane, why or you can see that here is also talking the control plane and management plane, because this orchestration plane having the capability to just first point of time to just manage the fabric. So manage the fabric means you come me, I just checking your credentials, I'm just giving the right details to you, how to talk. So how to talk other boxes. Let's say suppose I came to the organization, again going to the previous example. So HR verify my all details. So also they guide in first place in terms of the management. But manager can do the same thing, management stuff. But at first place, HR is also going to do the some management stuff. Hey, how to act in your organization, how to behave in this organization, what is the rule regulation of this organization, and where is your setting location. So they are just managing you in the first place. Then after you will be fully managed by your managers. But in first place, because they are also on body team, they're having the responsibility to guide you, manage you. So that's why they known as the management plane also in the first place. Because initially they have to manage. So HR is managing in the first place you, same wise the vBond is also managing in the first place you, and also you are building the control plane. So you can see first point of the authentication whitelist model that I just mentioned, they have to do distribute list of the vSmart and vManage to all vEdge routers. So once you authenticated successfully, the information of our vSmart, vManage or other v routers, vSmart will tell to you. So let's say suppose this box join first time. So they need to know how to reach my vSmart, how to reach my vManage, how to reach my other vEdge devices. So these all information will going to provide by the vBond. Like with the HR, how to reach my boss, how to reach my colleagues, how to reach my floors. So that information is going to tell by the HR. Similarly, vBond is going to tell you all the details about the fabric. The second, the fourth thing is a NAT transferable. So that is like NATing is going to happen, NAT mapping is going to happen. All NAT information that is public to private. Let's say suppose I have having some kind of the circuit here. This box is going from private to public. That all NAT information is going to be stored in this vBond. So NAT information also going to be captured. Apart from this, it is also be highly resilient in terms of the high availability. So we can place two vBond routers in somewhere two locations, not routers, vBond devices in somewhere two locations. And if one goes down, another come in a picture in terms of the high resiliency. So this is my vBond. Now the third thing we have to understand, that is the control plane. And this is the most important in terms of the routing. So we keep talking about the control planes here, all three boxes, but actually control planes is going to be happen in the legacy. If I compare with the legacy, that CPU routing stuff was talking, that is going to done by the vSmart. So all the routing information is going to handle by the vSmart, and that routing information from which it is going to be happen, that is known as the OMP, overlay management protocols. So that routing protocols is going to run by this SD-WAN fabric, that is known as the OMP, overlay management protocol. This routing protocol cannot be run non-SD-WAN routers of the Cisco or any other vendors. This is Cisco proprietary routing protocols. So just make your note. This OMP cannot be run to the Juniper boxes, cannot be run to the Velo Cloud SD-WAN routers, other SD-WAN routers. It's just going to run, even Cisco routers cannot run this routing protocol. Only those routers can run, either can be cEdge or can be vEdge. These can be going to run this routing protocol. So this is how the OMP is going to be happen. Now, in addition of that, all policies, inbound, outbound, that is going to push from the vManage to vSmart. And this policy can be further applied to the vEdge or cEdge via the vSmart. That is the second step. So policy driven can be happen from the vSmart to the all end devices or the end routers. Now the third things, we having the IPsec key, symmetric asymmetric key, that all things could be exchanged by the vSmart. So these are the three key parameters we have to understand about the vSmart. Apart from that, let me see what else we have. So you can see that you can see facilitates fabric discovery, dissimulates the control plane information between the edge, distribute the control plane information, that is the routing they are talking. Okay. So facilitators like fabric discovery, so they just discover that which router is going to be connect in term of the OMP peers. So let's suppose this router is going to be happen connected here. So they just authenticated with vBond. They get detail from the vSmart, vManage. They also get information from the vSmart. Then it will going to form the OMP peer with the vSmart, and they just going to exchange the routing. So fabric discovery about this routing information is going to happen from this vSmart from this, and then it is going to distribute that routing to all other routers, and that known as the control plane information. Okay. In addition of that, whatever the policy data plane app aware routing policy, that is going to be distributed to the vEdge routers that I just mentioned. Okay. All in addition of that policy data plane, also we having the control plane policy, that is also going to be service chaining. We'll discuss service insertion, service chaining, what that mean, how they are going to help. So I'll just discuss. I have a dedicated slide for service chaining, service insertion. Probably you guys see that here, service insertion. This is known as service chaining. When I'll discuss, probably you understand what that mean. That facility also going to happen. Dynamically reduce the control plane complexity. So that is just going to form the OMP peer. So control plane is just going to be limited to the 1 or 2 vSmart, whatever you having your control planes. Not very, all router is forming the routing table to each other. So it is going to like reduce the complexity. So earlier, every router having their own routing tables. Now the routing table is just limited to the, vSmart. So everyone have to build the routing table to the vSmart, and then vSmart is going to exchange the routing information to the another router. So they can just take instruction how to reach to the destination from the controller. So they will get instruction how to reach the controller. They don't have their own routing tables. They all get information from the vSmart. And then finally, they are also having the highly resilient. So this is how we call the control plane of the vSmart. I can see someone is asking something. Let me see what. Manoj, OMP comes in IGP. No, OMP is like a separate routing protocol. It's not IGP. It's not classified in IGP. I'm not sure it's classified in the IGP, but it's not in IGP. It's like OMP is a separate protocol, like a BGP, okay? But not in part of the IGP or BGP. It's a separate protocol for the SD-WAN fabric. So these are the three things we just understand about the control plane devices, about like orchestration plane, management plane, and control plane. Now last we have, that is a data plane. So let's understand this data plane. So I am just keep telling about this could be the routers, physical, virtual, vEdge or cEdge, and they actually acting as the IO modules. Not much having that intelligence on it, but let's understand what else we have. Okay, and in this IO module or like routers, so we can say these are the vManage routers. Simpler. Earlier we having a Cisco router that is replaced with the Cisco vEdge routers, or like Cisco cEdge routers, that is a vEdge routers or cEdge router, vManage router. Provide the secure data plane and remote edge route. Data plane with the remote edge router. That means they just build a secure connectivity, one router to another router via the IPsec that they are talking about. So they build the IPsec. So actually they taking control information from the routers or to how to reach the destinations. Okay, from this router to this from this router to this router. Once they get the routing, then they build a separate IPsec tunnel to connect from one router to another router. This is how the routing is going to be happen from the control plane, but actual data plane is going to happen from the IPsec tunnel. You will see more about this when I'll start from tomorrow lab stops. Okay, not tomorrow because I have to, like, from tomorrow we'll might be need more time to just configure the lab itself. So probably from next week. Okay. So this is how it is going. It is going to form the secure IPsec tunnel. Next, establish secure control plane with the vSmart. So that the same thing I was talking. So once they came up, they build the OMP session with the vSmart. and this OMP is just for the exchanging the routing tables. So this is how the OMP connection is going to build, and this is my IPsec connection, okay, for the data exchange. Okay, so IPsec connection. Implement data plane and application of a routing policy. So definitely whatever the policy you just created in here, that can be the localized policy or centralized policy. We'll discuss more what is a localized, what is centralized. So that is a localized policy we talk about. So all data policy could be the localized, local to the box. So that is going to implement to the box. So once any application user is just going to access any of the application from the PC perspective sitting behind these routers. So how the behavior of this application, how the traffic should be treated once the landed to this router, that is going to be implemented from the vManage policy. And once the traffic is landed, this is going to be processed, and then after processing, the certain action is going to be in place in terms of the routing, in terms of the failover, that all is going to be happen. Export performance statistics. So that means like whatever the device, how the performing the links, how the data is performing, how my app is performing from this router perspective, how the DPI is behaving, how my SLA is going to be happening. So that all information is going to be exported from router to the vManage. So you can just see in terms of the monitoring or analytics. Okay, so that all can be happen. Leverage the traditional routing behaviors, protocols like OSPF, BGP, and VRRP. You can just run these all protocols, and let's say they not support the HSRP, but they support the VRRP. So you can run the OSPF, BGP, and VRRP in your LAN. Let's suppose you have LAN switch and you want to run the IGP, any OSPF, BGP, or VRRP, you can do that. So in our topology also, we will configure the VRRP, we configure the OSPF, we configure the BGP. We can see that I have OSPF, BGP, and static routing. 3 links, 3 things will do that. Okay, so everything will do that. Here we'll configure some kind of the, in these routers, we can configure the VRRP, we can configure the VRRP. So we can do each and everything. So I just made topology in this way, so we can leverage more of the most of the features. Support zero trust deployment, what I just discussed. Within the minutes or might be in the few minutes, you can just enable your router up and working operationals. And that is a great feature. And they also having the virtual and physical boxes, which can be support till 100 to 10 Gbps output of the circuits. So this is about the data plane devices, and hope for today's enough for everyone. Let's ask the question if having any question about these slides, because this is very important.
Yes. So vEdge routers. So now earlier we have discussed. Any device enrolled requires a license installation, right? In orchestrated pair, right? vBond.
Can you, Manoj, repeat once again?
If any vEdge router enrolled in network, so first we need to require license, right?
Yeah, license required.
So it is a manually, or it is also in ZTP process?
Yeah, that is a good question. So that could be the happen with the ZTP process. It could be the manually also. So manually we can configure ZTP. So once you are just using a ZTP process, no need to do any manual intervention here. It can be happen automatically. But if you want to do manually, it can be do manually. So here everything will do the manually, because we don't have ZTP server from the Cisco. So everything is going to be happen the manually. But if you want to understand how the ZTP is going to process is going to happen, how the license server is, how the going to be contact with the Cisco Smart Portal, I have proper slide to explain each and everything, how the registration is going to happen on the Cisco Smart Portal, what things you have to just do in terms of the router perspective, and then how it is going to be do the ZTP process. So I'll explain each and every steps, but probably we cannot do because we don't have Cisco Smart license for the lab perspective. So everything will do the manually here, but you can just do the all licensing and plug and play and zero touch by using the Cisco Smart Portal. If your company having this portal, you can see this is a portal. So you just have to log in that, you just have to register the devices and just enjoy. Nothing you have to do.
Yeah,
you just have to.
Yeah, controllers look like just the ISE tools, Cisco ASA tools.
Yes, Cisco ASA tool. So there is no need to worry about that. But here we'll complete each and everything manually. Okay. All right. So apart from this, किसी के पास कोई और doubt जो हिंदी में पूछना चाहता है? Anyone want to understand? किसी को समझ ना आया हो? Anyone? Or anything? कुछ भी? क्योंकि आज के लिए हाँ बताइए. Sorry guys, if someone not understanding Hindi, so कई बार हमें थोड़ा सा हिंदी में इसलिए करना पड़ता है कि कई लोगों को थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा मजा आता है हिंदी में. तो just no worry about that. If you don't understand, I'll explain in English also. Okay. Yeah, just ask me a question here.
Yeah, like in our data center, we are using some Cisco tools like Cisco DCNM and EPNM. Is that the same thing? Like that is also a software defined. So I'm really confused regarding this. Cisco data center management and like the full form and the Cisco Evolved Programmable and Network Manager. The like dashboard is similar kind of same thing like SD-WAN, but like
see yeah, see there's three things. Let me just explain. Suraj asked in the very beginning. Let me just little bit explain about that. So let me just talk about the SDN first. Okay. So software defined network. So this was evolved in like idea was evolved in around 2001 or 2. Like one of the US San Francisco University, some professor was just involved this idea, and then after based on that idea, that was based on the open flow. Okay, and the concept was same to distribute that control plane, data plane, and switch fabric in different locations. This was the concept from where it was idea was evolved, and then after this open flow was not too much, I can say popular, and later that different vendors just leverage the same idea but in different way, not use the open flow concept. Okay, and then they developed three technology that known as the one known as the SD access. This is the first one. Second one is known as the SD-WAN, and third one is known as the VCI. Okay, so this is the third one. So this is for the WAN. You can see that the WAN. So let's suppose this is your how can I explain? So let's think about this way. This is your router R1. This is your R2 router. Okay, so this is your internet. So these are connected. So this particular segment, and this might be your, this might be my LAN. Okay, so these routers are connected in somewhere this way. Okay, and behind this LAN might be we having a big data center also. Just think about data center. We having a lot of server, lot of switch also connected. Just I'm trying topology. So this section you can deploy the SD-WAN. Okay, this section, this is the LAN, like DC LAN. You can not DC LAN. This is your enterprise LAN. You can just deploy the SD access. But this is your data center. Here is a huge application server are just hosted, so you can just deploy the ACI. So there are three sections, and you can just deploy these three sections in different perspectives. So WAN is just connecting to internet or MPLS. That is SD-WAN. SD access is the LAN. Like SD LAN, you can just think about any LAN enterprise connection I have. That is SD access, and the ACI is the application centric infrastructure. That is a data center environment. So these are three things we have. So again, in three things in this SD-WAN, we having a controller that is known as the vManage. That is single pane of glass. That is a vManage. Okay. ACI, that is known as the APIC controllers. Same like a vManage, we again having a dashboard. Okay. SD access, we having a controller that is known as a DNAC. So these are the three controllers. You can see that SD access having another controller, vManage having another controller, and APIC having the another controller. But if you log into the all three controllers, the behavior is the same. For the LAN perspective, DNAC is going to give the complete view visibility of the LAN. What is happening with the LAN? Okay. how the LAN devices are behaving, how the user are behaving, how the AP are behaving, how the wireless is behaving, how the authentication is happening. That all you'll find in the DNAC. SD-WAN, vManage will give about the complete analytics about the WAN behavior, how the WAN traffic is going, how the things is going, how the application behaving from the WAN perspective, that is happening. From data center perspective, you'll find all information, how my data center servers are behaving, how the user BD and VNI, that all are leaf, spine, how they are going to behave, that will find the AP controller. So these are the three controllers. They are just going to be do the same kind of the work, but different purpose. All three controllers can be integrated with the REST API with a single controller, and from sitting on the single controller, you can just visualize for the vManage also, APIC also, and then the last is a DNAC also. That is also possible. We can integrate all three together. That is also possible. Now coming to your question, you are asking about data centers. So Nexus also having the GUI platform and dashboard. So data center, that might be the same term you are using, but what I know, Nexus also having the same platform. And let's suppose you don't want to use the ACI epic stuffs in your dashboard, so then you can use the Nexus GUI that can be give the dashboard over the Nexus switches behaviors. That might be the possible what you are asking.
Yeah, DCNM, right?
Yeah, DCNM. So that could be the Nexus switches only. So
Right.
Suraj, you understand about these three technology? Suraj might ask in the very beginning. Okay, might be he's in mute. So this is all for today. So if all agree, we can close today class and we can start by tomorrow. So all agree for 10 or 10:30. What time?
10 is okay.
10 is okay. Okay, so we'll start with 10. Okay. If anyone having any problem, then you guys can create any WhatsApp group. You can agree anytime. If all agree, then I can do that. If anyone not agree, then I can always go.
Yeah, it will be better, sir.
Yeah. So might be someone can take lead. Okay. And that is going to help you you all in terms of the understanding. If something you not understand, you can ask your colleagues and they can help you, and also you can make a friendship, like always good. Okay, so you can do this way also. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll connect again 10 and we'll continue from here. We'll tomorrow set up the labs, this section, try to set up by tomorrow if it's possible, and see how it is going to happen. Okay. All right, bye bye, take care.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.